Hey, I forgot to turn it on.
You come to a professional's house to do a professional live stream and learn something, and he doesn't hit the volume button.
Okay, I got the notification.
Can you hear us now?
There
Okay.
it is. Got you now.
I've been learning a lot of stuff except for how to let a live stream roll. On Borrowed Time Homestead. Hello, Country Homestead Preacher. Hey.
That's a name I haven't seen in a while.
I found some strangers when I got lost that really aren't strangers. Did I make it? You made it. Mo Meanie. Like Mom Meanie. I got to put my glasses on in a minute. I'm far away from this screen, this production studio that they have out here.
Would you stop?
The busy little house. McClendon Homestead. Tracy Collins. Oh, Rock House. You got our scripture. Good to go. Waterman Homestead. I'm trying to keep up. J Love Adventures. Overlook Valley Homestead. How are you doing?
Stivers.
There's family. Family. Trish F., how are you? You said hi to Karen, but you didn't say hi to me. I'm mad now.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Mom, my knee.
Four Blessings Farms.
Got them all coming on. Helen Nelson.
I missed Four Blessings Farms live the other day. I got the notification that they were going on early. And
Smith Family Ranch.
And then for some reason, it never notified us when they were live. And finally got it till after they were already done.
Ed and Jen are good people. If you have any tractor questions, that's where you need to go. Get over there. Single Man Eli, how are you?
He's the one who has he does a lot of work on the 8 ends, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of work on any tractor.
You need to come here.
Come on up from Texas.
I'll feed you.
You.
They fed pretty good. His kids can cook. Mama had to go back it up and finish it off. But the kids are on point. Got some good young people being raised. We have hope for the future throughout the Homestead community. We have got some great kids, and it's all for you guys. VW Family Farms, Jess and Maya, these guys, we're all doing a great job, I think, teaching our kids some basic skills of life and not just knowledge from a book. And a little knowledge from these books. Oh, yeah. So Jason introduced me to this new Bible. It's the American Patriots Bible, and it's got little excerpts from history of when Scripture was used and stuff throughout time. And there's actually one for tonight's Scripture we're going to read. I'm missing names as we go by here. Who else is on here? Leatherwood Land. Grammy Karen, hey. Smith Family Ranch.
Need any original Ford parts? I need to figure out why my tractor was not even running.
Okie dokie, Oklahoma Homesteader.
Hey, Missy's Garden.
Mimsy. She is our hammer.
She's the hammer.
There's wrenches.
She's the Thor.
There's hammers, and there's Thor hammers. Mimsy's our Thor hammer. She keeps all of the other moderators in check.
One of the best memes I ever seen.
Harvesting the Bounty Hay.
On Facebook was Thor's hammer, and it was on the toilet seat. And Spider-Man was standing there with his legs crossed.
Can't get it off.
And he was like, Thor's a jerk.
Oh, man. So I care. Hey, how are you? We're up to 42, but only 9 likes. Crush that thumbs up button, guys. Helps us out.
If we get 100 likes, Robin said she will dance.
Oh, Robin's gonna sing.
She's gonna sing.
I just heard sing. I didn't hear dance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a happy dance.
Happy dance.
100 thumbs up, and Robin will sing
creation,
"I'll Fly Away."
I'll fly away. Oh no.
Not with the
I'll fly
cough
away.
that I've got going on.
We'll sing. We get caught singing on the channel all the time. Juanita Haley says, "Hey guys, how are you, Juanita?" Woohoo! Miss J Love Adventure says, "There we go. Now we got them likes going up there."
We're at 30.
How did you guys like the waterfall video? I made that for all of you guys personally, and then went and destroyed my camera trying to catch trout to bring to this guy. Not his fault. It's a total accident. Two family. Ta-da! How are you guys, Cheryl and Daryl?
Where are y'all?
Where are y'all at today? You in like New Mexico or something? You always on the road.
We're going to be at their place in 2 weeks.
I heard that. You're going to Ohio for the Myers Hatchery thing, right?
A week.
Is it really a week?
Yeah.
Myers Hatchery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm speaking on predator control on the Homestead. I'm doing 3 different lectures on there. The first one will be a lecture that does basically a complete overview. And then in the second lecture, we're going to go into more detail about deterrence. And then in the final lecture, I'm going to do more.
There's Maya.
More on food barriers and food buffers and stuff like that. Jeremiah.
Yeah, you dressed correct because I called and told you, buddy. You cheated. You weren't.
Be nice to the Hollywood Marine.
To the Hollywood Marine.
That wasn't even me this time, so you can't be calling me a toddler again. That wasn't even me.
Leave it to the Hollywood Marine that when you tell him, don't tell anybody. I've not told anyone but my mama and you that we're going live. And then, okay. Anyway, all the Big Bear family, the whole thing knew really quick. But it was a good guess. I appreciate it. Pete's Little Homestead, how are you?
Did you see single dad homesteading show Jason how to grow a beard?
Hey, we've talked about this today. His daughter said she wants him to get one going on like this. So
yeah, Ladessa was so upset with me when I cut it off. Yeah. A lot of YouTube, I was surprised. I was like, who's this baby face guy? This baby face kid that came on here on Big Bear. I thought it was his oldest son or something. Look, right after I shaved, we went to the production company for one of the final set, basically to go over the shot list and everything. And we walked up to the door. The lady was like, "Can I help you?" I'm like,
"It's me."
Hello,
it's me.
It's me.
Take the voice down a couple. Yeah. Oh Lord, Jason clean face is
creepier than the movie It.
That's a good one.
Well, I talked to Jeremiah on the phone, and I forget what we were talking about, and he said, "I need a favor." And I was like, "What?" He said, "Grow it back."
Grow it back.
He said, "I cannot handle all of Jason."
I need it muted.
That's a good one. That's good.
So
Jeremiah.
it's growing back. We started after.
Oh, look at that! Juanita Haley said, "I'm in the woods of Virginia. I've actually got one of Big Bear's fox pelts hanging in my cabin." So
awesome.
The first year that we went to the conference, we had pelts that we sold. So that's pretty cool.
Now, the one with the check is Reach and Rescue is your check? Is that Jess?
No,
it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The check means that they are now verified because they got over 100,000.
Oh, you're special. If we added ours together, we get to 20 something. We get 20. Does that count? Can we get a double check?
Yeah.
It's okay if it's still you, Maya.
Still Maya.
Laura, what is that?
Kilt.
Laura, what?
Laura Christian.
Laura Christian. What part of Georgia are you in? Because we're in Georgia too.
She said Cairo.
Cairo,
Georgia.
I didn't see that. Sorry.
Short bus special.
Short bus special. Hey, I've licked a couple of windows in my time. Stivers knows about licking walls, though. Where's Stivers at on here? Zach, Jen? All right, great story.
Okay, mental note.
Okay.
Mental note. Never share everything with Chris.
No, this is a good one. This is a good one. So we go to the seed swap. We go to the seed swap with the Stivers, right? We get there. We've had this wonderful day. Ray and ELYN, they can pass as twins. I mean, there's an age difference, but two beautiful little blonde girls look like twins. Well, I'm sitting here and ELYN's beside me, and Ray's come up to talk to ELYN, and I turned around and she's standing. There's like a stenching right here, like this, and she goes. I said, Ray, don't lick that wall, and she gets this grin. And I look over. I said, Jen, your daughter's licking the wall, and she goes. For like a 16-inch lick up this wall. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. The whole restaurant was laughing. She was like, girl. She just shakes her head. She licks everything. I thought I was gonna have to pee my pants almost. But she did. She just turns around and licks the whole wall. Like I told you I was gonna do it anyway.
Two families.
Now, if it gets too hot,
I'm good. You want me to hit it?
Hit that on. I'm just letting you know you can hit that on.
I don't know what to do. We got air conditioner. We got lights, electricity. What is that? I'm like a Ritz-Carlton or something up in here. Oh yeah. Oh,
I took him on a walkabout, and he saw the
area,
the one creek, and he said,
"You can see me.
We can power our entire homestead from the amount of flow that we have there. If all we'd have to."
It's called the power spout system. It's a 1 kilowatt turbine system that goes in and you have to have feed through and come out. But they got a headwater system that sits down. This is something for you guys to look at too. Headwater system. It comes down and turns the generator as well, where you can do it out of a trough. If Hidden Valley Homestead makes it on here, usually he gets on a little bit late because he's a crane operator in California. We won't hold that against you right now, Scott. But anyway, he's getting ready to put one in Idaho on his place as well. But me and him got into a big conversation about that. And then you're going to get a comment here. Chris, so Single Dad, do you have a T-shirt on? I do. And I'm sweaty. I got mine on. If you don't know, I give Daryl, he's been wearing these tan color shirts. And then they'll pop up. And I'm like, does Daryl have? And the first time I really thought he was doing it in just his suspenders.
Oh, God.
Because it just blended in. I was like, does Daryl have a shirt on, Sherry? She's like, yes, he does. Show Chris that. So he has to ask me.
Harvesting the Bounty said, that's the Big Bear accommodation package. Don't mess it up, Chris.
I'm trying not to, guys. I'm trying not to. It's strange, though, having electricity and nice, cool air conditioner.
I'll be beach
in
a few minutes.
That's West Coast Marine. For I'll be back. I had to go to the beach during boot camp.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so got to get his tan on.
Get suntan.
So
Tropicana.
Okay.
Tropicana.
You're a PI.
Yes.
Marine, just like me.
Yes. Parris Island Marine. For those that don't speak that. 1st Battalion.
So close.
So close.
2nd Battalion.
2nd Battalion. I was on the front line.
Wow.
You got to go there.
Yeah. And when you guys messed it up, that's when we came in.
Well, someone has to mess something up. Someone's got to clean it up, and someone's got to finish it up. So you got to. I seen that too, Chris. Skin colored shirt. Oh yeah. It's skin colored on Daryl. Mine's green tonight though.
That's the funny thing about the Marine Corps. We will find a reason to pick on each other.
But it's all in good fun.
It's all in good fun.
We love Jeremiah, even though he was a West Coast Marine. But anyway, we love you, Jeremiah. If we all end up at HOA together at the same place, can you handle it?
Can the people handle it?
Can everyone else handle it?
Any fuel, if you're watching. Are you sure you made the right decision? You thought I was a handful.
It's coming to Virginia. So we're gonna. Hey, you guys are going to Life Conference too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. And they're gonna be there too.
Yeah. So we're gonna blow that one up too.
And I'm sleeping with Smudge. ELYN's already making rules about how much she gets to play with Smudge. She's coming to me, Daddy, can I play with Smudge this much? I'm like, baby, it's not my dog. She says, but I want him to climb up into bed and sleep with me. I said, ELYN, let's think about this. I said, you can't sleep in the bed with Daddy because you try to kick me out. This dog is bigger than I am. There's not going to be any room in that bunk for you and Smudge.
Yeah. It was so Apollo, the first time that they came down, Apollo went out there. Now Apollo still thinks he's a puppy, so he went out there to play.
Let's go back with this. Apollo was a 150-pound Rottweiler that I met today, whose head's this big around, and he comes up and he's like,
Yep.
"Hey, I like you. You're a new friend. Can I chew on your leg?"
Yeah.
Well, not really, but let's play.
There was something about Apollo Smudge did not like. Smudge came at him like Cujo, and Apollo was like, "I just wanted to play."
That little girl's got no idea of what she's asking for.
Yeah.
Hey,
But Smudge, I love how when Smudge comes up to you and you start petting on him, he pulls the Smudge lean.
the lean, yeah.
The lean.
And like 4 hours later, your leg wakes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand. Well, the first time ELYN was over there, Ray was over there from Stiver's Homestead. The Stivers were over there. And ELYN walks up and Smudge goes from, he's like over here with Ray, and he turns around and he goes, and licks her from the back of her ponytail to the front of her face. And her ponytail's like over her face like this. And she's like, I love this dog. So
We were in.
there's Scott from Hidden Valley Homestead. Hey guys,
Hey,
we're
Scott.
talking about the power spout there a minute ago. We'll get into that in a little bit.
How's y'all's shindig pup?
That Shindig pup is beautiful. He is getting big.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Fast.
He was in there on the back of the big Rottweiler's Achilles heel, just trying to rip it off so he wouldn't go anywhere. And the dog would Apollo would just pick this pup up and just sling him like a rag doll. And the dog was just loving it. That puppy was just enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, they're like
They are best friends. They're so funny. Apollo will have enough of the leg biting and not wanting to play, so he will jump up on my bed
and then still
just
safe.
and then just look down at Gizmo, and Gizmo will bark at him a couple of times and then flop down on the
Come
floor.
on, play with me, please, please.
At the foot of the bed, and then they both wind up on their back snoring.
Eli says he shares 400 square feet with a 110-pound Roddy and a 900-pound Harley.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Hey, it's perfect world for a
Perfect
man there,
world,
Eli.
I was gonna say.
Jason, single dad. Have a fun time. Pick on one lost dude.
Is he?
Is Lost Dude in here? He's another Hollywood Marine.
I don't think I've met one lost.
He's good people.
I've not met him. I hope to get to
he's
meet
good.
him.
He
Grampy Camp, hey.
Jason started complaining about not having his
My ex-wife took my whoopee.
yeah.
Oh,
See?
Yeah.
See? Did you
Took
hear
his
that?
whoopee and
Hear that?
that's sacrilege.
sacrilege.
Yeah.
I know. And so see, Lost Dude knew that, and so he sent Jason a new one.
He sent me a new one.
I have 2 in the truck. I have a new Marine Corps Marpat and an old Woodland camouflage one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And ELYN refuses to say they're mine. They're hers. Even though she has her own blanket, the whoobies are hers too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know what a whoobie is, do your research, and you'll never buy another blanket in your life.
Ever.
Look, I'm
Ever.
convinced because we sleep on top of our
Man, it's the most
our
comfortable.
comforter, and we just sleep
With a whoobie.
That's it.
You can't beat them.
No.
Summer or winter, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mims's Garden and Fairy Tale Creations are driving back from Deep South right now, gone to pick up some goodies. So they are driving. So everybody on there, give them a hard time for one of them better not be driving and commenting. So if you see Fairy Tale Creation and Mims's Garden in the same chat screen, they're both in trouble.
Blast them out.
And look, if you ladies, because we should be right on the way, because they live up by you, right?
No, they're in Mississippi.
Oh, they live in Mississippi?
Yeah.
Okay, well then never mind.
Yeah, they're not out there.
I thought they
So-
lived by you. I was gonna say
No,
they came
that's what I was
here
saying.
and crashed.
We went to the Greater Appalachian Homestead. And they drove 10.5 hours up for it. That's why we weren't here for the weekend.
Yeah.
Those girls made a point to come up to meet us and to go see. They really came up to see the old Alabama gardener. Is why they went up, and that's awesome because he was a wealth of information. He's a good guy. Watching 52 thumbs up, 74 on. Whoop whoop. Good stuff, guys. Getting started on the homestead. How are you? I'm still catching up with names. This is a little different, being able to have fun and kind of buffer off of each other and
We're totally
enjoy.
messing up your
Armed
life.
American Patriot. How are you? So,
That's a
who are you? Well, I'm Single Dad Homestead, Chris, and this is Jason and Robin from Big Bear Homestead. Hey! We are going to Hank's next month. Hope to get to see Mims's garden and fairy tale. You need to. They are two very fine young ladies. They are very fine young ladies. Our names are Jerusha and Robin here. Hey, how are you? Oh, that question may have been meant for someone else that I read there a minute ago about who are y'all.
It's okay.
Missy Riley.
His beard, nobody recognizes him.
Yeah, we don't know who he is. He's some kid I picked up off the road. Said, come in here. We're going to throw up this banner behind us. We're going to pretend like your name's Jason. Beth McCollin, how are you? So I'm trying to do that.
Jason the tree runner.
Jason. Wow, people can bring up old stuff.
That's not too old, Jason.
I was going to say.
That was only a couple of weeks ago. You were running from a very large tree. Very fast. I was worried about you, and I knew you were going to get out of the way. I was still like, uh-oh. Yes, it was for you.
I love your massive sign, Big Bear Homestead.
This is when
Jen
we go
and Jen and Anna can visit while me and Anna's husband tackle racer car. Yeah. Mims's garden's husband, we're trying to get him to start a YouTube site called Poor Boys Homestead. And he's a race car driver. Oh. He has she's at a Pink Panther Mustang that he drag races. So pretty cool stuff. Good stuff. We're going to read some scripture here in a second because we've already been on for 21 minutes, and these guys might want to go to bed early. They don't know about this marathon thing we do here on Single Dad. So we're going to open up both of these good books tonight for this guidance that we have. And scripture was given to us by Rock House Ranch, Texas, I think is who gave us this scripture. And it's Philippians chapter 9, and he wanted verse 7, but we're going to read 4 through 7. So,
chapter 4.
Chapter 4, verse 4 through 7. Let me put these down a little lower, and I'll look smarter. Okay, so if you want to get your good book out, we'll read it over, and then I'm going to let Jason read this little excerpt, little passage from history that was in here of a famous individual who made a comment, and we'll let him say that. So if you guys are ready, remember this. Let me go up. Let me back up. Most everybody that I've seen on here are names that I have seen. If you've not, understand this. Everybody that's here already knows this. I have severe dyslexia. God gives me the ability to read this to you guys and usually get through it without getting tongue-tied too much. So if you hear me get tongue-tied, you hear me pronounce something incorrectly, that's the reason why. God speaks to us all in different ways. Give me that little bit of buffer. And here we go. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, you whom I love and long for, my joy and crown, stand firm in the Lord in this way, dear friends. Oh, I've actually jumped way ahead. So we're going to read chapter 4, 1 through 7. I plead with, Uda, and I plead with Sinchik. I cannot say these names, guys. I'm sorry. To be of the same mind in the Lord. Yes, and I ask you, my true companion, help this woman, since they have contented at my side in the cause of the gospel, along with Clement and the rest of my co-workers, whose names are in the book of life. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be, turn the page, evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So that was weighing heavy on somebody. Obviously, I was intended to read more than what I was supposed to because I started at the wrong one. But I think when we go through there and we read that, the small chapter that Jason, if you don't mind, or I'll read it, I don't care, that Jason's going to read to you in a second, will kind of show you how this applies in everyday's life with something that you Northerners may take a little differently than what we're reading here in the South. But this is not about a North and South thing, but it's just about the individual that wrote it. So
this is coming from General Robert E. Lee. It's titled The Power of Prayer. General Robert E. Lee, commander of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, wrote, Knowing that, I can't read. What's that word?
See, we both have issues with some of these big words.
Intercessory.
See, she even had trouble with it. She had a college degree. Intercessory prayer is our mightiest weapon and supreme call for Christians today. I pleadingly urge our people everywhere to pray. Let there be prayer at sunup, at noonday, at sundown, at midnight, all through the day. Let us pray for our children, our youth, our aged, our pastors, our home. Let us pray for our churches. Let us pray for ourselves that we may not lose the word concern. For those who have never known Jesus Christ and the redeeming love for moral forces everywhere, for our national leaders, let us pray. Let prayer be our passion. Let prayer be our practice.
Now think about that, guys. That's General Robert E. Lee during the time of war, and he's not praying for the Confederacy. He's praying for the American people, for the people here in this continent, North and South. He's saying, remember concern. Remember the concern of both sides. Remember the concern of each individual, for our churches, for our families, for our children, for our wives, for our brethren. This is in a time of great divide in this country, and he's still talking about joining together and praying together. His daughter said prayer tonight. I got goosebumps right now. I really do, because this is the key to what I've been preaching on these lives every week. And I'm not a preacher. Concern. I'm concerned for our church. I'm concerned for our ministry, for our pastors, for the rabbis, for everybody else at the head of our churches right now, because honestly, you're failing us. And I'm saying that straight to your face. And I love you, each and every one. But you need to stand up for this religion that we call Christianity. And we need to take a hold of where we're supposed to be and get back to where it's at. We need to be standing up and taking care of brothers and sisters in Christ our Lord Savior. We need to understand that you love everyone. You have the right. Me and this man sitting beside me defended that right for you to believe any way you want to believe. That's in your religion, that's in your household, that's in your sexuality, that's where everything. But as Christians, the way we believe, we don't have to accept certain things. We can still love you 100%. I can still love you and you be a sinner. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I told these guys some stories earlier that none of you have ever heard. And guess what? I've been in that pit. I've been in that bottom. I've been where everybody that I preach about needs to be gone up and grabbed out of. Mm-hmm. So here's my challenge. And this challenge is, I know there's a couple on here. I know there's some really good men on here that are men of God and ministers and have their churches. Here's my challenge for you. Go to your church. Get out of that church for a day. Go to those places that you don't think you should be at. Don't go and beat somebody over the head with the Bible. Don't go down and openly minister to them and testify for them. Go down and be good human beings. Take a sandwich, take a drink, take something else, and have a conversation with some of those individuals. Walk into that bar and sit down and order a glass of milk like in the old days the cowboys would get made fun of. Sit down at that bar, and when somebody asks you why you're drinking a glass of milk, say, because the good Lord gave it to me. The good Lord said to come in here and enjoy this cool weather and have a cold glass of milk. Get yourself out of your comfort zone. Get yourself out of the place where the people that are supposed to already be saved and already going to heaven are, and put yourself out there with the people that God, with Jesus Christ, would go to and help. Get up and go down there and try to figure it out. If you're not a believer, go out and enjoy some time in what God gave you. Look around and see what's out there. See if you can testify to yourself. This is the church. I am the church. I am the mouth of God. He is the mouth of God. She is the mouth of God. We have to talk and communicate with each other and have church like we are here every Wednesday night. Now, I've been on my soapbox for a few minutes. You know how I am. I jump off of it and I get off of it and we'll go on in the subject. But anyway, I ask you and plead with you, get out of that box that you're so proud of that you spent all that money on and go do something good this weekend. Because the men and women in your church aren't the only people that need you. And yes, they still need you. They still need you. They need you to be led. But guess what? Leading them into the mouth, into the pit, into that place where nobody else wants to go, for those good people there that need the help getting out of it, that's where you should be.
Amen.
I love what Maya said. Salt in a salt shaker is completely ineffective at doing its job.
Exactly. Pour it out. And guess what? salt in an open wound hurts like crazy. Hurts like crazy.
Mm.
And guess what? You may be the wound and not the salt shaker. You may be the problem. When you're sitting up there in the front and you're preaching to that flock that's in there, and they're going out and partying on Saturday night to come in and worship on Sunday, that's not where you need to be. You need to be where they're partying at on Saturday night to figure out why they're coming to church on Sunday. And I get on this box sometimes and I get going a little hard. I got goosebumps. I'm sweating. I feel like I'm in Sunday prayer and mass. So anyway, I'll go up off of this. We're going to talk about plant health this week, and we'll get into that. So I hope that, hey, I got a hey. So, I mean, I'm asking you, just go do that. I love you guys, each and every one. If you're a minister, you're a preacher, you have your church, and you're a deacon in that church, I'm not coming down on you and beating you up because I don't love you. I'm coming down and beating up on you because you know better. You know where you need to be. And you need to be in your church, but there's probably 5 or 6 deacons in that church. There's probably an associate minister. Someone needs to be going out. Go to the Saturday night. Try to get somebody new to come in on your church on Sunday. Don't do it by offering free food. Don't do it by saying, hey, we're going to have this picnic. All right, that's great. Go in and just talk to them. You'd be a lot more surprised on going in and sitting down and having a conversation about the depths that you were in at one point in time. With that man sitting there drinking that beer that's 15 in already, that's, lost his wife or went through a divorce, or his kids have done something bad or are hooked on drugs or something like that. And maybe you've had some of those experiences throughout your life. Or maybe your daughter or your son or your wife has had some of those issues and you've already dealt with them and you can go through there. Maybe you're having those issues and that man sitting at that bar table is who God sent to help you.
Well, it's like how you and I were talking out there by the pasture gate today, that more of us need to get out of our comfort zone and get out to these places and just be a decent human being and start conversations. You don't have to take your Bible down there and beat them over the head with it. Just start a conversation and getting to know them, and then you can witness to them.
Absolutely. Witness through presence.
Yeah.
Witness through presence.
Let them see Christ through you, not just the words. Let them see through the actions. Let them see through it. And if more people would do that, you made a...
What?
Oh, you were tapping like it was almost like a...
Be quiet. No. Please keep going. Please keep going.
It's like what you said. If more people would just do that, get out. The funniest thing ever is just if you're just walking through Walmart, just say hello to somebody. Hi.
Hi. That's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? Hi. How you doing?
Yeah.
I do it to everybody. Don't come pick up my baby out of the cart, though, because I'll get rude with you. I'll tell that story on another day. I think I've told it on some of these lives before. But be nice. Be a good human being.
Hold a door for somebody.
Yeah. And if the lady says, no, you don't need to do that, say, yes, I do, because that's the way I was raised. That's all you got to say. Don't have to be rude about it. Yep. I would like to. It's my gift to you. I'm going to open the door for you. That's fine. And then if they keep going on it, okay, fine. Walk on in the door. You've done everything you can. Everything you want to be done is done. Yeah. So, I mean, it's amazing what a little bit of common courtesy and compassion will mean. You walk into, for instance, I've been into the ghetto before. I mean, Bronx. I've walked down. My roommate in the Marine Corps was from a very part. He said, you come to my neighborhood, they'll shoot you dead. They'll kill you, Chris, within 30 minutes of being there. No. Why? Because I'm not going to give them that opportunity to do so, because I'm going to protect myself, because I'm a warrior of God, for one thing, and I can't stop a bullet, but good Lord was going to lead me in the way. He's going to protect me when I need to. So I went and we had a conversation. We had a great food. We ate well. We made it through the night, made some friends, and went on. And that's before I ever found the Lord like I have now. I hadn't found him the way I have. I've always felt this way, but to be able to connect and go in and be able to share my words, this forum, this YouTube machine that we have in front of us has allowed me to be able to speak the truth that Jesus has placed within me. Not a book, not a preacher, not anybody else, but by being raised by two very strong people My mother is in church pretty much every Wednesday and every Sunday. My father is a very strong believer, but doesn't believe in going to church. But I got the meld of both. I got the best of both worlds and being able to come in there. Okay, we got some knuckleheads in here already.
What did Maya say?
Right here, this one.
Oh, I saw
I
that.
don't have a wrench, so I can't do that.
Let's do this. Wow, but I can.
Yeah.
Maya says, Jet Girl, you don't need to enter a church to encounter Jesus. We find God in the garden more than anywhere else.
Yep.
You can find God right here on Wednesday night. Come join us. And that's not a pitch to get you on here.
Look, if you don't mind, I'd like to share something.
Share.
I was laughing.
Of
course you would be.
When Jess and Jeremiah came here, we were at kind of a rough spot. I was battling a lot, dealing with going to the box church because I didn't feel the Lord there in any way, shape, or form. It felt more like a country club than a house of God.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter where we went, I kept having that same feeling. And so through random text message conversations with Jeremiah back and forth, and then with talking with you today, it's like I told you, it was comforting and reassuring that you don't have to go to this box building to be in church. You don't have to go to this country club where you're trying to get, you're going because your mom and daddy always went there, or to keep up your social status in your town. You have to be at this church every Sunday. I connect more with the Lord in those spots that I showed you out there in my pasture.
It's the first church he built.
Yeah.
Right here. And we sat in here for 35, 40 minutes, got late coming out here. Jason thought he was Superman and could edit a video in 34 seconds before we came online.
It's done.
He's almost done.
It's not.
He's almost done. He just got a few more, a little bit of something. But anyway, City Girl Country Heart, hey, how are you? Saw you come on there. Wanted to make sure we said hi. I didn't forget to tell you I was coming down. It just kind of all happened really fast. But, you know, church is about the people. I just saw that on there. Four Blessings Homestead said that his preacher ends up every week, go out and be the church. Guys, I'm not against church. Understand what I'm saying. I'm not against church. I'm against organized religion that doesn't stand up for religion. You're not out doing what you're supposed to do if you're staying in a box. And now you're not out doing what you're supposed to do if you're going out of this country every time to help people. Now, I believe in mission work. I believe that's something you have to do. We talked about this earlier. But there's many of people right here in our own communities that need a heck of a lot of help. And this Homestead community steps up and does it. This is one of the greatest churches I've ever seen. And there's some non-believers in it. And they're some of the best people that I know. Because guess what? My Lord says in that book, I'll be known as many faces and as many names. I'll come to you as many faces and many names. Now you think about that. You think about that and let it sink into what you think that means. He came as a leper. He came as a cripple. He came as many different things. So why, he's going to be known as a lot of different things. Now, it's just, it's amazing to me that you can go into that social club, because I'm not going to call it a church. You can step into that social club and as a 13-year-old boy, go through Sunday school. And this is my own testimony now, Mr. Maya. Go into a church, go through Sunday school, talk about description of individuals in the Bible. Their physical descriptions is what we just happened to be going on, that we had asked about that. And I think it's Isaiah 14 talks about the Lord's hair is like long wool like nappy hair, and the bottom of his feet are the color of tarnished brass. He's from the Middle East, guys. He's not a pale-skinned white guy. Okay? So at the end of church, Steve Chapman was the pastor. He says, so young people, my youth group, what did you guys learn today? And I heard that it was this. He said, are there any questions? And 13-year-old single dad Chris raises his hand up in the air. And Steve says, oh, Lord, we're going to get a good one now, because I've been the same way since I was little. And he says, what do you want to know? And I said, who is that man behind you? And he turns around and looks. He's, have you found the ghost? You know, and I'm like, no, sir. Who's that man on the cross behind you? And he said, well, that's Jesus, boy. And I said, well, we just discussed. He said, he's got long wool-like nappy hair. His feet are the color of tarnished brass. He's Middle Eastern. Mm-hmm. Who's the pale-skinned, white, redheaded dude that you got on the cross behind? That's what I'm thinking as a 13-year-old kid. I was not being facetious. I was not being mean. I was not being condescending. I was not being racist. I was not being any of those things. I was asking truly from the bottom of my heart as a 13-year-old young Christian in a church who that was. And Steve did the greatest thing in the world. He said, son, that's a rendition of an artist. I said, but he's in every picture in this church like that. I said, if we're created in the image of our Lord and we can't even put up a picture of him that depicts him even halfway closer than what that is, what are we supposed to do? So we get done with church, we walk out, we're sitting there talking and stuff, and we're having a conversation, and he's patting me on the back, and he told the congregation before he broke church, he said, hey, look, next week we're going to talk about this. This is going to be sermon for next week. This is what we're going to do. And we walk back in. My mom's standing there. Got a beard hair on my tongue, sorry. And she says, we'll walk up, and there's two deacons around my mom. And I'm going to paraphrase this so I don't get too out of thing. Something to the effect, if you can't bring that racist boy, we use a different word, back to this church, if you can't keep him in line. Deacons, leaders of our church, because a 13-year-old boy asked a question. That was because of the racist bigotry that they had in their heart. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what creed, what nationality, what religion you are. I still love you. Don't sit and tell me not to come back to church at 13 years old because I asked a simple question. I asked a question. That was it. A little love, a compassion, a little knowledge and teaching would have took us a long way. But because the leadership in that church, Steve had just come to that church. When the leadership in that church keeps getting run off because the elders in that church don't like the fact that they're preaching the truth, because they're in a social club, just like Jason said. You can go to a church.
Was that in
Tennessee? So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't anything more than that. No, it's not sad. It absolutely is not sad. You know why? Because you got a strong man standing in front of you, telling you that testimony and telling you the truth about Jesus Christ. Telling you the truth that church is a great place to go if you need that fellowship, if you need that in your life and you need to get there and do that, go, but change it. Don't go as a social club. Go to make a difference. Go there to make that church better, to be a part of it. It doesn't matter if you're young or if you're old. God will speak through you. He'll allow you to be in there and do what you need to do. That is why so many. I appreciate that, City Girl Country Heart. All right, are we going to talk about some plant health tonight? Or we can talk about Jesus all night. I'm good with it. But let's see what we got going on over here and see if there's any good comments. We're losing the missus. Mama's been working all day. Oh, you better get some kisses. All right, good night. Thank you for having me.
Can you hit that on the way out, please?
I can. I'll do. Hey, no, I got it. Don't bother me. I'll turn on the air conditioner. I'm not used to that comforts. Wait a minute. You're supposed to be you guys didn't make it. She don't have to dance. There's only 97 watching. There was 98. I don't see 100.
But was it watching and thumbs up, or was it just watching?
Just watching, I think, as well. No, you said thumbs up. You getting out of here. They said good night, Robin.
All right, night
now it's boys' time. Yeah. All right. Woo. And and the person that knows more about plants walked out the door.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
That's not true.
I don't know. All right. So let's see here what we got going on here. Chris was about to run for the AC. I was. You know that. Harvest the Bounty has given me a hard time since we met at the shindig. We met up. We didn't get to talk but a few minutes because she had the kids over at the pool and they were over the mill. She was shy. On here, she's not shy. She tears me up constantly. Look, we got some craziness coming on. Hey, Sweet Baby Shoeies is not bad. That name sounds bad, but she's not bad. She is actually from my local community. So we can let her be if someone wants to fix that. Mimsy, if you can fix that, or one of you guys. Unless there was some bad comment coming. Was there a bad comment coming?
I already told you, yes, Jeremiah, I want to go.
Chip opportunity. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Is it in Kentucky?
No, I think it's.
I have a
good.
Ooh.
I think it's a big elder or something. I can't remember exactly, but.
Hey, dream hunt.
Utah.
Elk hunt, moose hunt. Those are my 2 dream hunts.
Yeah.
I want to go so bad. Utah. All right, Jeremiah, I'm going to ask you on a live. Am I crashing on a couch at HOA with you guys? We kind of talked about this a little earlier. I'm maybe a little bit. I don't need a bed. I need 2 trees at the most. But
you know the woman that just left out of here?
She is the boss, but
she will not let you sleep on 2 trees.
What is that?
I don't know.
2 females holding hands. Is that me and him holding hands? Is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
Oh, we're buffering. No buffering. That's not allowed.
No.
She asked for a kiss.
I don't think we're buffering. Robin would have said something.
Robin will come out and get us. Fairy Tale Creation is on it in there. So, no buffering, no buffering, no buffering.
The one channel that said that they were buffering, go ahead and hit the refresh button and that.
Oh, that's I don't know hands. Okay. All right. We had talked about it a little bit at the shindig kind of thing, so I don't know what's going on.
If you guys are okay with it, Jeremiah, we are too.
I'll throw some money in on everything if there's a couch or something.
Because there's well, we can talk about this later on.
We can talk about it after that.
Put it later. I think there's
Chris, check your mail tomorrow. We'll do. Well, I won't check it tomorrow because I'm in Georgia, Scott. I've been in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, and back to Tennessee tomorrow. So, hey, Melody, how are you? Hey, we reached 100, but she already went to bed for blessings.
She went to bed. She's got to get up early. Let's see. She went to North Carolina today.
Good to go, Maya.
I think she's going to be in Greenville, or she may have to go to Augusta tomorrow.
101 watching. Yeah. Good to go. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Oh, we better go over some of the topic that we're supposed to talk about tonight. So, Gossmania yesterday, Homestead, was asking about plant health. She's got some. If Jess is there, we're going to ask some Jess questions because my chat actually gets involved in this a lot more than I think a lot of other chats do on the video part of things. So she was asking about, is Gossmania on here, by the way? Gossmania, roll call.
So you're going back to North Carolina tomorrow? See how now. This is your first time being live here at my place.
Okay.
This is usually how it goes.
Okay.
Robin leaves. She says goodnight. Then she goes and gets in the chat. And she'll be here for another 30, 45 minutes. And then she says goodnight. She'll say goodnight probably about 3 or 4 more times.
I will be going through North Carolina tomorrow. I drive straight through Asheville to get to my house. Simple Dad, what part are you from?
Dutch.
I grew up on Clinch Mountain. I am not very far from that suburban hillbilly. I live in Unicoi County on top of Iron Mountain, but I have a farm in Sneedville, Tennessee. It's a small 40. I call it a farm. It's where we go hunting in Sneedville, Tennessee.
You know, Dutch is one of us, right?
Keeping it Dutch. That's the first time he's made a live right now. And yes, Dutch is a Marine.
Yep.
You want to know what the funny part is? I think Dutch has been a subscriber of mine since the first 100. He was one of my first subs, and it was awesome. I think he actually got wind of my how we got here, and he came on. So Dutch has been supporting me forever. This is the first time he's been on a live. So thank you very much, Dutch.
I think I was one of
Simplify.
I was one of Dutch's first subs when he first started back way back with.
Oh yeah. Well, heck,
with
when
the
I
Homestead
subbed him, I don't think he was at about 26. And now, what are you at, Dutch? 128, 129. It's cause all that clickbait you do, Dutch. It's the clickbait, buddy. You clickbait too much. Isn't that what everybody tells you?
He ain't got but one person telling him that.
I know. Mary Hart, how are you? She won one of the hammocks. So I love it. I love seeing all you guys on here. It's amazing. I like to see my regulars on here just as much as I do the big names. Doug's jumped on a couple of times and talked and rambled with us. There's Robin again. Robin, you're supposed to be sleeping. I appreciate you being on, but you got to get your beauty rest for work tomorrow. You're at Okie. Let's see. I want to know about Power Spout. Okay, we'll. Hey, you know what? We did alternative energy a couple weeks ago, so we need to put that off. Hidden Valley Homestead. Meet Big Bear Homestead. Big Bear Homestead's going to pick your mind a little bit as well as mine about Power Spout. He's got a beautiful creek running by, and hoorah, Semper Fi.
Dutch sent me this.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. This was a gift from Keeping It Dutch way back. I think Dutch had like maybe 500 subscribers at the time.
Dutch.
And he sent me this. That thing is razor sharp, dude.
No, I'm joking, buddy.
And it literally sits
Food
right
Forest
here in my desk.
Permaculture. Hey, how are you? Hidden Valley. Oh, yeah. He's looking at the Power Spout too, so that's awesome.
Yeah, that's because
that thing is awesome. Dutch says
because that's the shelves over there that you guys can't really see, but that's where a lot of our subscribers have sent gifts, like those paintings. You remember JC
and me? Okay. Yeah. His daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a great little artist.
The American flag with the vet came from that. Josh drew the other one on the top shelf with the saying. And then there's another one that looks like it fell down that he drew and sent to us for. I think he sent Dutch. Was it the Marine Corps birthday that he sent that, or
City Girl Country Heart? Jason's K-Bar is just another yarn cutter.
Oh, I
don't know this one, but
I almost got my wife.
Hey, Mom, how are you? Carolyn Pavette's my mom.
My wife almost.
This is Jason.
Killed me. We were on a live, and she was.
How's
crocheting.
My baby?
She was crocheting, and she said something to me. She kind of like snipped at me real quick. And I just reached over to this desk drawer and I pulled out the K-bar, slid it out, and she had the ball of yarn right here, and she was steadily just crotching. She was in like a big project. I think it was a scarf.
Good night, Maya.
I think it was a scarf.
Roots of Refuge is gone.
And she kept snipping at me. You know, we were playing around back and forth.
Right.
And then she started that back elbow pinch right here. And she pinched me, and I just brought the K-bar up, and I went, pop! And I didn't realize Dutch had it. I think Dutch sharpened it, or he had it professionally sharpened, because I just kept it in there.
Right.
And I just like real quick, because I thought, you know, it's not
normal K-bar.
Normal K-bar,
yeah.
It may put a dent in it. That thing went shgunk. Like, I think the marks in the desk are around here somewhere.
Cut it in two.
And
I bet she was mad. Robin, you were upset, weren't you?
She was mad, and every woman that was in my chat, like the chat froze. Nothing happened. And
see, I can't do that because I'm at about 75% female ratio. If I did something like that, I would have no channel.
Oh, it
be like,
worse.
See you, Chris. Bye.
It got worse. And this is probably why a lot of my videos.
Carol, how are you?
Yeah, this is probably why nobody watches our videos anymore. But she got upset with me, and I'm like, baby, why are you so upset? Yarn is yarn. People lost their mind when I said that. So I don't joke about that stuff anymore.
Is this somebody being silly? Or?
I think so.
Jesus. Oh, well.
That's what I would do right there.
All right, there you go. There you go, moderators. Grab them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get out of California by 2020 as well. Well, if you go to the Shindig, you'll be out of California for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Shindig 2020, men in kilts. Yes, the Celts have already come out. Kilts. Let's see, heading into work, but I'm still listening. Thanks, Overlook Valley. Appreciated.
I'm going to be wearing mine at the HOA this year.
I'll wear mine everywhere too. I don't care. We'll just go kilted from now on. How's that sound, guys? We're going to get Ben from VW Family Farms a broadsword to carry with his, though. He's going to have a B kilt with a broadsword. That's the way we're going to get a B kilt. I think we got some ladies on it. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Busy Little House, but we got to get her to a major event too because she plays the bagpipes and she wears a kilt.
Nice.
Yep.
Breakaway Homestead, his wife, when it comes to playing the bagpipes, then correct me if I'm wrong, Busy Little House, I think there's different levels.
Yeah.
And she's like the top level. She plays
awesome.
them. She gets paid to go and play.
Jason, I hope you don't get tired. These lives go long.
Yeah.
Guys, I've already warned him. We may be sleeping outside in this little room for the rest of the night.
There's a couple of trees.
We'll try. This one's already going longer than what I thought it was, and we've not even got into plant health. We've tried 2 or 3 times, but get pulled away. Squirrel. So,
Richard
hey. Homestead. Hey, Brett, how are you? Let's see. Good. Yeah, good. Are you driving, Mimsy, or is Fairy Tale Creations driving? Because I see both of your names back to back here.
Ooh.
I'm giving you the daddy eye. Which one of you is driving? Because you're getting ready to get in trouble.
I'm so glad that
Fairy Tale's driving. Okay,
you're doing that because I used to fuss big time about the texting and driving. And
yeah.
Some people, they would do it. Like Farmer Meemaw was very bad at it.
Oh.
And she would come in. She'd be like, "Hey, Jason, I'm driving." I'd time her out. Boop. She used to get so mad at me. I'm like,
okay, so Gossmania, one is commenting with both of them. Okay. Squirrels everywhere. I see that, Mims. We are home. I think you might be fibbing to me, Mims.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, you may be fibbing to me, and that's not good.
Well, it depends on what time.
We're both home. Okay.
Okay.
The Barnyard Chicken. Hey, how are you? All right. So did Gossmania, you are on here. Okay, so let's get into your subject. You had some questions about your tomatoes, I think it was. You said that your tomatoes were getting Grandma Florida Garden. Hey, how are you?
I wear aprons.
Hey, I don't know that name, so welcome.
She's one of ours.
One of yours.
Yeah, she lives in Pennsylvania.
You belong to them.
She is awesome.
She's excellent.
Yeah.
Good to go. We like good people. Leave the bad people at home. All right, so your squash. So your squash is getting some yellow leaves to it. That sounds to me like it's just getting too much direct sun. I mean, is that? It was squash, single dad. Okay, so with squash, I mean, you got a billion different things that you can go wrong. You fixed it so far. How did you fix it? Jason, will wood chip under my topsoil make my plants go yellow? What kind of wood chips are you using would be one question. Oh, the humidity about shocked it death. So it was a watering issue. Okay. Yeah. Because squash usually will take full sun amazingly. But if it's really if it's wet, if it's gotten wet and then get full sun, it'll blister it too sometimes. I ran mine and Jen's phone, but she is at her house and I'm at my house. Okay, Anna, you're off the hook then. Oh yeah, my tomato plants did that overnight. Only one plant. Yeah. Okay, I'm in 6 different conversations here that I'm trying to answer. All right, so if you watch Jess's video today, she was talking about all of her tomatoes. I'm I'm not used to having light like this, guys. I keep leaning forward into the downward light. All of her tomatoes were curling, the leaves were curling on them, and that she didn't water them. I think she's saying like every 3 days is what she's on her watering routine, unless it's super, super hot. But she was waiting because the rain was coming, so she didn't water. So, just watching your plants. Now, they can get stressed. Being stressed actually is pretty good for the fruit. But once they go and they get to beyond that point, it's crazy. Commented about single dad. Okay, I missed that. I have a video I will be loaded. Oh, okay, so you have a video of what you did too. Okay, good to go.
He said yellow leaves on a squash.
Yellow leaves on a squash. She said she got it taken care of. It got so much humidity that it was silly. So, guys, sidetrack on this. Jason's helped me out on doing some stuff on my Amazon list and trying to get an affiliate thing showed up. He showed me how to get in there and do that. I think once he showed me the simple part of it, it's pretty good. Rock House Ranch. Did I read the right scripture for you tonight? I'm pretty sure I did. It's kind of hard to mess it up, but I've been known to mess up easy things. No delay tonight. Yay! You got to remember, guys, when I'm on the mountain, I'm on the mountain. So when we come down and do this stuff, it's pretty fast. Now, me at the house, I'm usually about 30 to 45 seconds behind. All right, good to go. That was a very good choice, by the way.
I kept all of my, because I have a degree in horticulture.
Yeah.
So I just kept all of my.
My zucchini is turning yellow and rotting before it's ready to harvest. I can't be too much water because it hasn't rained in a while. Are you watering directly on the plant or underneath the plant? Are they sitting on just dirt? Am I asking good questions?
You're asking the correct questions because you just beat me to them.
Yes.
That is from one of the things that you can do to remedy that is if you can get a cedar plank, slide that up underneath your fruit, and it would stop that.
You can use straw too.
Yeah, straw.
If you use straw and have it, you just want it to sit up where it doesn't have direct contact. Because what a lot of people don't realize, even if it's not raining, when that dew comes through the ground at night and you've got a raw vegetable sitting on it, it'd be just like if you laid the vegetable out on the counter and let water get up on it. It's going to cause rot straight off the way. So I used 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt, 1 tablespoon of blood meal, pruned old dead leaves off, and made some small U-shaped short trellises and airflow. Yeah, airflow is the key to just about every plant you have in your garden, guys. That's when Jess talks about pruning your tomatoes up and letting them bush up at the top, especially in hotter climates like here in Georgia and South Carolina. Where I'm at, I can let mine get a little bit bushier because I don't have that real hot humidity and heat. And I live on the mountain. We got lots of water. But keeping that natural airflow going through there is and for bug control too. That airflow, and to maintain your plants of picking the bugs if you're doing it organically and going in and trying to do that, it makes it a lot easier too. Now your yields usually aren't as big, but your fruit are usually twice as good, in my opinion, when you prune them off and let them go up high.
Hidden Valley Homestead, could you email me at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com? bigbearfarms@hotmail.com.
Can one of my moderators, Mims, can you actually stick that up for Hidden Valley? She's already got it in there.
City Girl asked if the wood chips are mixed under the topsoil, will they make the tomato plants yellow?
What kind of wood chips are they? Because if they're pine wood chips, absolutely, there's too much acidity in the chips.
Yeah.
If you're using a non-dyed hardwood chip, you shouldn't have that problem from that. Zucchini bunched back green and yellow squash is getting greener. Okay, yeah, that mixture you just said would have been exactly what I would have thought with that, because you're getting the iron from the blood meal, and then you're getting the oh gosh, what's the word? I'm looking. Iodization from the Epsom salt.
Yes.
Is that the iodine?
The iodine.
The iodine.
It's
potassium. Yeah, the potassium. See, it takes 2 of us, but we will get there.
The most important thing when it comes to your garden is there's two really super important things. One is your soil condition. And I try to tell everybody, you want your soil to be having a party under there. You want all of the funguses and the bacterias and everybody down there, you want them having a huge pizza party. Because that's the kind of stuff as they, lack of a better term, as the bacteria and stuff, they defecate, they're going to be defecating out the stuff that your plants need.
Right. And
then mulch, especially down here in the South. Mulch. Mulch does numerous different things.
Hardwood mulch.
I mulch with anything.
Oh, okay.
You can mulch with stone. I don't want to mulch with stone though. If you were doing cactuses and stuff like that, or aloe. You can use grass clippings. You can use straw. You can use hay. You can use wood chips. Stay away from pine straw unless you're doing it around blueberries or any other type of plant that loves acid, because pine needles are extremely acidic. But mulch because it helps with moisture control. It helps with temperature in your soil, because if your soil gets too hot, that can does mess with your plants.
The suburban hillbilly and the busy little house, what he's talking about is for this area. Your soil in this area is a sand and red clay mix. Mm-hmm. So the mulch into it will break down real quick. So you're actually adding more nutrition into that soil, mixing it into this area. And that's something that's really special about this part of Georgia and South Carolina. My house in South Carolina, guys, is literally 49 minutes away from his house. So that was really cool. My house in Tennessee is only 3 hours and 10 minutes from him. So now that we know that, there's going to be a lot more of this kind of going on. I'm hopefully going to have them and the whole family up. Renee, hey, Chris, what soil do you use in your raised beds? Where in Northeast? I use Joe Hoffman Composting in Johnson City, Tennessee, and he does his own super soil that he mulches and gets done, and it's done phenomenal. If I could keep my I have 2 Rhode Island red chickens. I had one extra rooster that they were really fighting real bad, so I let him go, and then I got feeling sorry for him and let his girlfriend go with him. And I can't keep them off my darn beans. I'm going to do a garden tour this week, and you guys are going to see what I'm saying. Tomatoes are phenomenal. Peppers are doing pretty good and stuff. But this Joe Hoffman Composting in Johnson City, Tennessee is who I'm using. 3 baskets living. What's going on? Pine straw or needles do not transfer acidity to the soil. They are proven to be neutral.
I'd have to see the write-ups on
He's the one with the horticultural degree. I've always been told to put around your blueberries and stuff too. Yeah. And I don't think it's as much from the needle as it is from the sap that the needles gather from laying under the tree.
Yeah.
So it may be a combination of both.
Yeah.
So, what about using compost tea?
I love compost tea.
Yeah, compost tea is awesome.
I love compost tea, but you have to be sparing with it. Another thing,
Pauline, you're right. Coconut Coria's do a great job, but it's just harder to find.
If you are gardening in raised beds, or even if you're doing row gardening, look into hugelkultur, especially in this area around here where you've got the clay type soil. Hugelkultur is great. It's a German style of gardening, but the basic principle of it is you take logs, sticks, leaves, and then you push dirt over top of it, and then you plant on top of it, and then mulch on top of it. Because then as the stuff underneath the hill is breaking down, it's feeding up, and then as your mulch breaks down, it's feeding from both
You're basically
directions.
making a non-hot composting pile.
Yeah.
using the bigger material underneath, it's going to break down slower than what that mulch and stuff is inside. So the effect, the scientific part of it is it's breaking down, it's hitting this larger stuff, and it's having to work to break down the larger stuff, so that heat dissipation is going into that solid material versus into your plant and putting that extra heat, from what I understand.
Yeah. And
I may be completely and absolutely talking through my left ear, which is my right one, on my left ear on that, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. You can use it in your row gardens, and you can also put it in raised beds.
Wanderlust Homestead, I will be back in South Carolina not this Friday, but the next Friday or the Monday following that. Send me an email and we'll try to get together. I'd love to come see your place or something.
What part of South Carolina are they in?
You guys are in northern South Carolina. They're in the mountain area. I think they're kind of, so they're not far either.
They're not. They're not far from us.
Chris, your comfrey is in the 3 Baskets Living. I got the comfrey, and Anna is so stinking jealous. I sent her a picture. I was like, "Look what I got, Mims's garden." She's like, "I'm a comfrey hoarder. I need some of that." And I said, "I think I've got enough to share." I remember that now that you say, I remember that it was you that said you were going to send it, but I was just telling Jason about it too, because it just said your name on this, your first name, I guess, on it. So email me, Chris, when you will be in South Carolina. We can meet up. Okay, good to go, City Grow Country. I would have emailed you this. I actually told Jason that when I got here. I said I should have called you or emailed you or something. It's okay, you guys, but I'm on my phone, so I can't unhide. Just sit back and watch first. Okay, so I'm guessing Mims is the boss. Remember that. She's the head honcho, Big Thor Hammer. So I don't know what she's fussing at you about, but thank you, Mims, for taking care of it. Love you all. Yep, she is. Let's see. You did send a lot, 3 baskets. You sent a whole lot. Let me see. I think I may have a picture that I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on here. It looks like you were sending me
tilt it down.
Illegal substances or something. But look at that 3-pound bag of comfrey seeds.
Mm-hmm. At least it wasn't oregano.
Oh, I don't know. What am I telling a big fat one about, Mims's garden? Mm-hmm. I am not. You're a comfrey hoarder. You know I'm not lying. She has comfrey from every big name on YouTube.
So we made an awesome discovery on my place today.
Oh yeah. Who is Triple H? Is Triple H Farm on here?
I've been looking for him. I haven't seen him. But who in here can identify elderberry without a doubt?
Who is my elderberry king on here? Or queen, either one. Okay, getting started on the homestead. See you later. Let's see. Me, Grampy Gramp. All right, you got your phone?
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure, but I'm not an elderberry king.
And neither am I. Oops, wrong one.
Okay, so all of you guys get ready to look at this picture and tell us what you think it is. And he took several pictures of leaves and stalk and everything else. So here you go.
Here's picture number 1.
Hey, Heather Skelton.
There's the bark.
I forgot all about Broussard. Broussard's on here too. They're big elderberry guys. Tigger's wife. Oh, she's saying me.
And there's the leaves.
So what do you guys think? Is that elderberry or what is that? It didn't have the green stalk, so I know it's not Queen's Anne's lace.
Yeah.
It is Wild Mary. No. Stop that, Carol. I can't. Is it too?
I don't know. He was asking something about that. I think he's in a different conversation.
I know we're not that far behind. Did I see white flowers? Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
It might be hard to tell. I have an elderberry plant. I can send you pics. You can compare. Send them to Jason. First picture again, Harvest the Bounty says. Yes, it is Pete's Little Homesteads. Now, Pete's a really smart guy. York elderberry. I don't know.
Focus camera.
Looks like it, Fairy Tale Creation says. I believe so. I'm telling you, I was pretty close. I was like, I think that's elderberry. We were just talking about it, and I said, man, I saw it coming down the road all over the place. Are the flowers flat like an umbrella? Flowers flat like an umbrella. Is an umbrella flat?
Well, I mean, it's... We Googled it and looked at the pictures, and we kind of think that it was.
Yes, I'd say so. It says Busy Little House.
Nice.
Guess what Busy Little House. Guess what I introduced Jason to tonight? The Life of Chaga. He hadn't heard of Chaga before, so he's got to go watch my video and see that one, because that one is good to go. What is your email, Jason? Somebody post Big Bear's email up for me if you can. Moderators. European black elderberry. You think that's what it is? Is European black elderberry?
So if it's elderberry,
well, it's kind of weird because it's starting to go to berry right now. So it's a big group of flowers, but then the ones that are going are just right now are tiny, small green berries that are all over it. They're saying looks like it. Chris is an umbrella flat. Nope. Umbrella's not flat. I just didn't understand. If the white flowers fall off and it looks like berries, it is. It's like little green berries right now. Pete's little homestead.
What I'll do is we'll do a video.
Black elderberry is usually in our zone, Jason.
Who said that one?
That's Carol from Fishes and Loaves.
Is she close to us?
Where are you at, actually, Carol? You're in Florida, aren't you? Why am I thinking Florida? Have Chris eat one and stand back. Wouldn't be the first time I've been a guinea pig. Won't be the last. Isn't that a noxious weed? No, I don't think it's a noxious. Elderberry is absolutely amazing.
Well, what we'll do before you leave tomorrow, let's walk back out there.
Yeah, we'll take us a stick where we can pull it and get a good picture.
We'll do a vlog. Now this will be coming out. Tomorrow's Thursday. It'll be coming out on my channel on Friday. We'll do a vlog and we'll get all the pictures of it, and that way you guys can really see. Because I use the GoPro to vlog with, so it's going to be filming in 4K.
Yeah,
so it don't really get any better than that.
Yeah, it grows like I saw it all over the road coming down, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The Morgan Borgats. You found Chaga for sale online. Make sure you know where you're getting it from. A lot of people will do stupid stuff. I don't buy chaga from anybody that I don't know. And the reason for that is if it's been picked off of a cherry tree, you're going to die. Good reason not to buy it off of somebody you don't know. If it comes off a cherry tree, it's got arsenic in it, guys. And you won't die the first day, but you'll die over time. Yeah. You'll poison yourself. My wife found an elderberry plant today alongside our long driveway. Absolutely overlook Valley Homestead. They grow in every ditch and valley around here. It's just knowing where they're at and picking them out, because you have Queen's Anne's lace and you have some other stuff that's not good for you that's there. But usually on Queen's Anne lace, if I'm not mistaken, it's got a red dot right in the center. That's why I call it Queen's Anne lace, like a lady's been crocheting lace and pricked her finger and it's got a little red dot in it. So don't get it off a black cherry tree. Yeah, don't get chaga off the cherry trees. Fairy Tale Creation loves comfrey.
Now, if you guys are anywhere,
Viburnum. Okay, I got you.
Here's an invitation. If you guys are relatively close to us, because if this turns out to be elderberry, we are eaten up with it. There is no way that we could use all of it. if you're close, come in,
Get you a cutting.
come get you a cutting. Come get some of the berries. So more than
Tinker's wife says, I need starts. Jason, you know I will take some.
and
You got some yarrow today. Awesome. Oh, you guys don't actually know.
what's he talking about?
Are you talking about the plant? I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Hidden Valley Homestead. They're just looking. Queen's Anne's lace is a noxious weed.
Yes, that one's
It will make you sick. Elderberry looks very similar to Queen's Anne lace, but it produces a berry that is very amazing. It's chaga in a berry form. So your local extension office can verify the exact type of elderberry it is.
Yeah, well, Robin has already been talking to the guy. He absolutely loves us. He's trying to get more stuff around this area doing what we do. So I might have him come out here.
All you'd have to do is drop some cuttings off on your way into town.
Yeah, if they are what they are,
Good night, D's rings.
Terry. We'll make sure you get some.
Yeah. Elderberry is one of those things that when you find it and you finally figure out what it exactly looks like, you'll never forget it the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you cannot eat fresh elderberries. You need to cook them to use. Yeah, you do need to cook them down. You need to make a syrup out of them, or you can make tinctures out of them, which you guys know my feelings on tinctures, so we don't need to go into that tonight.
What's your feelings on tinctures?
Well, tinctures, and this is coming from the medical side of where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a homeopathic doctor friend of mine, and I told this to these guys before. But when we discuss tinctures, there's very few medicinal plants that tinctures actually enhance or keep the medicinal properties in the thing. When you put alcohol into like chaga, for say, if you make a chaga tincture, it actually breaks down and kills most of the medicinal properties of it. So what you're getting is you're getting the feel of drinking a shot of whiskey. You're not getting a medicinal property, you're getting the whiskey. So you're not actually getting the properties and the benefits from most tinctures. There are some that it helps and intensifies.
What about black walnut?
Black walnut's one of those ones where you come down because it's almost turning it into a syrup, yeah, because it's so tannic that the alcohol actually breaks those tannins down out of it. Yeah,
because that's the only one real tincture we make. Let's see, what else? That's not true, Robin.
You love tinctures, the busy little house says. I don't have anything against them. I just don't want to take a perfectly good medicinal plant, put alcohol into it, and lessen the value of what it is. I got to turn in. Hey, good night. Keep that crane safe tomorrow.
Good night, Hidden Valley.
Queen Anne's lace is related to carrots and looks like carrots gone to seed. Debbie Moore, yes. And also, it doesn't get as big as elderberry, and it has a green stalk, correct? And it's got the red dot in the middle.
Also, anybody that's close, if you want to come harvest some wild fennel.
He's just got a little bit, like 26 acres of it. just 26 acres of fennel, wild fennel.
Yeah. It goes great in sausage.
It does. It really does. So going to bed. See you for blessings. Ed, Jen, both of you, enjoy your day. Good night. Tell the kids we said hello. Freedom Using Farm and Arbor. How are you doing tonight? And good night if you're leaving. Good night, sweet baby. Okay. I don't know who that one was to. Oh, wow. Yummy, Michelle P. says.
We have a lot of, and it seems like every time somebody comes to visit us and we go on that walkabout, somebody will identify another plant that we knew nothing about or didn't take the time.
I'm telling you, Jason, and I preach to these guys, you got to get Samuel Thayer's.
Yeah, we're gonna get
natural harvest. That book will help out with just walking and doing your walk. You'll find yourself vlogging and looking at this book and it'll be a great walk, like adventure walk. That would make a great video. I love Big Bear Homestead property. This property is amazing. I got to go see some pieces you guys don't get to see. And his swarm cat hive. If you guys are trying to catch swarms, you need to call and order some swarm boxes from him. Thanks for the squirrel food. But if you guys want to order those, his boxes are great. I think there's the 4 of them.
We got a total of 4, and we call it 3 swarms.
Yeah, and 2 of them are absolutely just overflowing. I was like, ah. So, I mean, good looking swarms too. Chris and Jason, I'll do a video tomorrow and show you. It will be tomorrow evening. Okay, Pizza Homestead, that would be absolutely amazing if you can do that. That'd be good. Get some good close-ups of the leaves, the stalk, and the flowers for us. How much for your bee boxes?
I don't know. I've never really priced them.
Let him figure out the materials list.
Price them to sell. And how many do you want? The more you buy, obviously, the cheaper it'll be. But Country Homestead Preacher. Good night, man.
Good night.
I better see you Saturday in my stream. I haven't seen you in a while.
There. The Prepared Christian. Hey, how are you? I missed you there a little while ago. So, bees. Let's let him get a thing. I might have put him on the spot with that swarm box there. They're nice though. They're working very, very well. So that's why I did that. Duncan 1900 and Rainbow 505. I've missed both of you guys. How did I do that?
Duncan snuck in a few minutes ago.
Superheroes, and I missed you guys. Squint Eastwood, how are you too?
Just like I told my viewers and stuff that this week I was going to do a how-to on how to build a bat box, but then we had the drama with the gate and the cows.
We went back and a whole gate was missing, guys. Whole 16-foot gate was like. But this is how awesome it was. Jason picks up his phone and he makes a little call to his son and he says, Blaze, hey, buddy, can you bring back a fence and stuff? This fence back here is done. Well, we come down here, he's walking, we wait, he's go over there. Next thing we know, Blaze has already got the fence up, fixed, and done.
Yeah.
No, why do you want me to do that, Dad? No, why does that need to be done? Don't make me up. There was none of that. It was yes, sir, and he went and did it. His other 2 kids, the same thing. Hey, can you go get this and get this done? Boom. They were on it. Amazing young people. Homesteading community, we're changing this world one child at a time. It's not about us. It's about the young ones you have in your household.
Yep. And I noticed that with every convention or meetup that we go to.
Plum Tree Farms, hi from Oregon. Hey.
After about, let's just say 30 seconds to 5 minutes after being there, I don't worry about my kids being influenced negatively by any of the kids that are around there.
No.
Like
Sonny R, how are you?
I love the fact that Carol grabbed a hold of VW Family Farm, Miss Emily.
Yep.
And whoosh, grabbed a hold onto her. Like the next time we're going out to Arkansas, we are going bowling with the Haskins family vlog. I cannot
prepare. I want to go on that one too.
Yeah.
Amber and those kids are amazing. Those kids can sing. If you guys don't know this, I'm going to give a shout out. That's going to be one of my channels tonight. Haskins family vlog. Go check them out. They will come and sing at your church if you're not too far away for a love offering. So even if you are far away and you can get the church up, you want some beautiful music at your church, you want to add an event or whatever, even if you're far away, it don't cost too much to drive them out in their big van. Yeah. Drive them out there and take up a love offering for them and have a absolutely wonderful time.
And they are wonderful.
Crazy Marsh, Chris, when did you find God? I've always known God. My part of me for finding God, I guess, in that sense of being able to verbalize the way that I feel about the Lord Jesus Christ, to be able to put it out there and show it, probably, I don't know, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, but to truly be led to talk about Jesus, to minister in my own way. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister. But for me to testify and share with the way honestly, YouTube has brought that out of me big time as far as to be able to reach out there and give it, because I found my people. I'm going to steal Emily from BW Family Farms. I found my people. The shindig absolutely changed my life. And I will say that right here. The shindig absolutely changed my life, because I went there. And I would say, 1,100 people, 700 and something signed in. And then there was at least 200 or 300 people there with the vendors between kids and stuff. Yeah. 1,100 people that wore the Lord Jesus Christ out openly on their thing with the love and passion it was. Jess got up, sang. Daniel was singing. Maya was singing and playing his little drum there, like he learned on the West Coast, playing his little drums like they did in boot camp and stuff. And just, I mean, I make fun of it, but honestly, it was one of the most moving and spiritually lifting times of my life. That's been 6 months.
I'm so sorry that you missed the Friday night before.
But I'm not. And Maya's actually apologized. All right, guys, what he's talking about is they had the big meetup with all the creators over at Jess and Maya's house the night before the shindig. We got there the day before that. And we were out there, so we didn't have any internet connection or nothing. So we were there, Two Family Homestead was there and stuff, and it just never got passed to us that they were having this get-together. So we ended up staying. We were there every night. We threw up the hammock. You all know we slept in a hammock at the shindig and stuff. And we were all there, and we ended up every night having 35, 40 people there underneath the awning, just having fun and praising the Lord and letting the kids run around and be silly and stupid. So I think it was God's plan. God didn't want me there. God wanted me there underneath that awning to have fun. Now, I would have loved to have been there.
Then that means there was 2 church services.
There was 2 church services going on, because that's exactly what it was. We had a great time. If y'all need prayer, call Pastor Chris. That's not my phone number, but it's a different prayer for Pastor Chris, maybe. Good to go. But I don't know what that may be a.
Now, if I may,
go ahead.
On that note, you saw it tonight at dinner, our prayer wall.
Right.
If you know somebody that needs prayer, or if you need prayer, please don't hesitate to email us. Let us know. We have a prayer wall in our dining room, our command center, and it's the whole room is chalkboard paint. So it's a long story, but we made a prayer wall, and there'll be times that I'll walk in my house, and Dessa will be up there, and she'll have her hand on the wall, and she'll be praying. Waterworks for me every time. I'll catch Carol doing it. Every now and then I'll catch Blaze doing it. You'll catch Robin doing it. I'm pretty sure they catch me doing it. But the folks on that wall get prayed for at least 5 times a day. Because there's any point in time somebody's going to have their hand on that wall.
And they're going to be
praying for it. So
Pete's Little Homestead just stuck up there that he has an elderberry video already in his playlist. He's going to do another one tomorrow, but if you wanted to see it earlier, there it is.
Okay.
And I don't know why you got that one, Mims's Garden. I know I saw the question over and over. I thought I explained it, but that's why you're my hero. Mm-hmm. Tinker's wife. Wow, I missed something. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, power of prayer will solve a lot of things, guys. A community that prays together is going to thrive. It's just like a family that eats and prays together and lives and works and plays together is going to thrive. You need your own time. This week has been a blessing, but I'm missing ELYN so much right now that it's crazy. It's only been 3 days, but I needed this. I needed to recharge my batteries. I needed to go take care of some business with the house in South Carolina. I'm going to post a video probably tomorrow evening. If not, it'll be the next day. But I actually went down and took a video. I cleaned up some on the house in South Carolina. And what I want to do with that house in South Carolina, really, really want to do, is I want to get it into a homesteader's hands. I want to share that gift with a homesteader. And I can't give it to someone, but I can make someone that wants a homestead that's willing to come into South Carolina that won't be far from knowledge, from myself, from Jason, from some other individuals. I'd like to find a young couple that's got a small family that wants to get into homesteading. It's only about an acre piece of property, but everything's there. All you got to do is put up a little infrastructure with chicken coops and some pens, and you're ready to rock and roll. It's got a well, it's got city water, it's got septic, it's a 3-bedroom ranch with a big living room and a dining room and a walk-through kitchen. It's kind of L-shaped, but I would really, really like to see that go to someone like that. And to the point where I will, for the right people, I will own or finance it. And that's not trying to make a sell off of here. That's not trying to list something there. I'm just feeling that is something that I want to do. Yeah, Harvest the Bounty. We've talked about this. You're just a little bit far away, I think. Too bad for the single homesteaders. Single homesteaders can come too. I'm not. You've got a family, sweetheart. That's single parents. Welcome. Come on down.
Somebody asked how much.
I'm going to put the house, if I put it on the market, I'm going to put it on the market for $58,000. $58,000 is what I'm going to put it on the market for. I have room. If someone wants to come down and they want to get, if they want to get into it and they want to go and see what it is and where it's at, we need to make plans so I can get over there. It's in McCormick, South Carolina. It's got a mature pear tree on it. It's got a mature peach tree on it, and it's got a very mature, very prolific muscadine vine in the front yard. Yummy,
Big as
yummy.
ours?
It's in a tree. The tree's about this big around, and it's overtaken the whole tree, and there's 4 vines that big around in it. So it's a good. If you've never had muscadines, you ain't from the South.
Amen.
You ain't ever had muscadine wine. I'm not a big drinker. You ain't from the South.
Remind me to send you home with that table wine that we made from our muscadine.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Muscadine wine is usually really sweet. It's like a dessert wine or a table wine. You can chill it, and it does really good.
This one's very dry.
Is it? Well, and the whites. You make it out of whites?
Oh, no, we made this one made out of the reds. What happened was because Blaze usually does a lot
The Other Life.
The ferment.
Hey, stay on here, The Other Life. After he finishes this, you're involved in the next question.
He messed something up. He didn't take a measurement or something. He skipped a step and didn't realize that he'd done it.
And it came out a lot drier.
The very first batch we ever made, we call it shine wine because it came out more like a whiskey.
Wow.
But it would knock the flu out of you. Like my diesel mechanic, I would
give 100 T for a persimmon tree. We got a persimmon tree in that yard too. I forgot about that. Pretty sure it's still alive.
We when I had my big Ford before my son got in his bad wreck, my mechanic, because I can do gas motors. I mean, I took auto mechanics in high school when there wasn't computers.
When you were learning,
when there wasn't computers in cars, and so I don't know anything about the new modern stuff. But long story short, I would take a half a gallon of that wine shine down to him, and I would get my oil changed, my fuel filters changed.
Whiskey for automotive repair.
And an oil change on that big diesel was $100. So it was great for
the prepared
like
Christian. You're turned into a pumpkin. By El Candias, amigo. Homestead in the Highlands in the house.
But I honestly believe between that wine shine and the elderberries, when that flu was going around last year and it was killing folks.
Yeah. It kept you clean.
It got in our house. And but
Duncan said she'd fix your car for that.
They
Brenda, he'll just give it to you. You don't have to do any work.
Yeah, she knows that. I mean, didn't you leave with a table wine?
I know, that's why I went one.
I think she left with it, or she was supposed to. Everybody that came to the meetup was supposed to leave out of here with a bottle of it.
I'm one kid short tonight, so I am here for the whole show. All right, so the other life, are you still on here? If you're still on here, we got a couple of questions. Ivan is the other life, the Russian guy I was telling you about that travels around. He'll stay at homesteads and stuff, and he helps with Wi-Fi systems and things like that, getting some stuff set up so we can pick his brain a little bit tonight if he's still on here. They have a whole system set up in the rig of their truck that they YouTube from, make their videos, watch their videos. It's pretty neat. And sometimes it's his wife commenting too, so he kind of tag teams off of that. So incense shop. Okay, so you go country heart. The boy or the girl?
Duncan, we got to make sure that you get some then.
Uh-oh. He gypped you. No beard.
Yeah, I shaved it off. But it's coming back. I'm growing it back.
We got to get his dot. Hey, there's other life. So Ivan, what was you talked about going over and doing some time at that homestead where you had their, I think it was 20 acres where you put in where they could do live streams from the whole 20 acres with the system. Do you mind telling us what kind of system that you put in there? Me and Jason were talking about this earlier. I look naked?
No, he's talking about me with
the
beard.
He's just a baby face. City Girl Country Art. Trolls. Hammer time. Get them, girls and boys. I don't think I got any of the boy moderators on here tonight other than Ivan.
Right.
Jason Overlook Valley asked to be put on your wall.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
I'll be driving the tractor around town. The ex decided to rein on my arrangement and stop payment on my vehicle. About to be repoed, I guess. Not a bad ride, but not sure the city folks will be happy. I hate to hear that, Harvesting the Bounty. Are you guys finalized? Because if you're not finalized and you have the kids, there's no way that he can do that. You can actually go to court and put a halt to that. I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV, so I'm pretty good at that stuff. But go check it out. So Plum Tree Farms, can y'all please add me to your prayer wall? Ooh, okay, someone beat me. Plum Tree Farm. Oh, he's on there right now. Your mother-in-law, grandmother too. You've not hit your limit, Plum Tree Farm. God never puts anything on our shoulders we can't handle, sweetheart or sir. Either way, you're good. You raised your son correctly. He'll be okay. You pray for him. His brothers will watch out for him. What branch is he in? Blind in one eye. Please keep him in prayers. Okay. We do testify on this here live a whole lot.
Army.
We do. Army. Good to go. We both got to lean forward to read the chat.
Yeah, we're getting
this light right here is going right in my eyes, and you know me, I live in the dark this time of night. So, a mesh Wi-Fi, something else. Call me on speaker. I am driving. Do you have a way to call? Like a live call? We don't have a way to do that in this production studio. Sorry about that.
It's not a production studio.
It's a production studio. You don't see the crew back there videoing us, but they're cool. They're from Discovery. We'll get demonetized and sued. Oh my goodness. LOL, not yet. Papers were signed. All right, you're good then. He cannot stop making payments, Harvesting the Bounty. And without making a big fuss, I'm simply say he will skip the country as soon as he hits the fan. Adds up to. Well, we'll put you on the prayer wall too, Harvest the Bounty. That's crappy that he does that. What's the MOS? What's his MOS? Okay, he's asking about the Army guy.
So what was your MOS?
0331 machine gunner, B billet 8152 security forces. And then I jumped into every school I could possibly jump into until I got hurt.
There you go.
Loved it. Marine Corps was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. People think I'm crazy when I say that. Boot camp was awesome.
I got you down there. I not only want to butcher your name, Dawn.
11 Bravo. Just phone speaker. I don't think I have your phone number in here, Ivan.
So with you doing
I don't have any service in here, buddy.
The security. Did you ever try to go embassy?
I actually was right across the street from the embassy in London, England. We had the Dwight E. Eisenhower building. Embassy was right here. So we never. So call you. Ivan's gonna call me. And how if we keep? Hello, my Russian connection. I can't hardly hear you. I've only got one bar of service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can barely hear you. Go ahead. So tell me about this mesh system.
Yeah, there's multiple systems we can go with. It can be either just multi-access point,
Multi-access points.
System, depending on the circumstances. Multi-access points requires a lot of wires. Mesh system can be completely wireless, except for the power supply.
Yeah, I know. I think that's what you were saying when we were talking with Daryl that day about the whose homestead was it that you went to and did that system?
Well, I did one system in Tennessee, in East Tennessee, as a matter of fact.
At Bull's Gap, yeah.
Yes, and they have perfect scenario for that, to be honest. Their house and garage is on top of a hill, and then their second grandparents' house is also on top of a hill. And this way, I have access points in all of those buildings, and since they're walking around, since the Wi-Fi access points on top of the hill, you have full coverage.
So you're basically making a net, making a Wi-Fi net across that property, yeah. You're probably set up pretty good with that too, because you got the barn and stuff back in the back that's up higher and stuff like. Can you guys? Hold on one second, Ivan. Can you guys hear Ivan speaking? Let me see if they can hear you, Ivan.
Okay, perfect.
I've got you kind of by the speaker.
Another project that I recently did. I mean, by recently I mean like 4 months ago. It was one in California, next to Davis. And that project was actually, I just put 4 access points on a silo in each direction. And the farmer has coverage over, I believe, like just over a mile if he can have a good Wi-Fi signal, as long as it's full line of sight.
Yeah, that's awesome. We were talking about that. I remember you, I think it was Daryl and James were talking about that at the shindig. And I was telling Jason that what you and your wife like to do is if you know you're coming through an area that you like to hook up with homesteads because you're wanting the experience of the homestead, stay for 4 or 5 days to a week, get that experience on the homestead, but help out with projects. And that's one of the things that you're really good at. So Busy Little House says you're way too smart for your age. Tell everybody how old you and your wife are, Ivan.
28.
28 years old, guys. These guys have a plan, if I'm not mistaken from our conversation, that they want to be retired and on a homestead by 35, right?
Something like that, yeah. Something
like that. So they're both cross-country truckers. If you go on and look at the other life, go to the channel that's on there now. You can go to them. If you see a bunch of Russian writing that's on there, I don't know if that's the actual terminology, that will take you to the Russian site. Everything's in Russian. But if you go to The Other Life, there it is right there. Just came on. He's a wrench. He's in blue. If you go to that, that's their English site. And they do a mixture of everything from tech to the driving and just their experience on the road. So that'll be my secondary shout out tonight will be The Other Life. And why I got you on the phone, I'm going to put you on the spot, Ivan. Will you text or email me or text me some scripture to read next week if you don't mind? Will you pick some?
Okay, well done.
All right. So Ivan's going to have the scripture for next week. We're going to see where we go on that. And while I got you on the phone, I'm going to pick somebody to lead us in some knowledge for next week. Let's see. Anita G's Hillbilly Heaven. Would you like to pick out the subject that we're going to talk about next week? That would be awesome. What I do on this live is every week I'll choose somebody like I did with Ivan. Ivan will choose some scripture. We'll read it at about the second 15 minutes, 30 minutes into the conversation. Then we'll go into whatever the class is, and it can be anything you want to talk about, homestead related or firearms related or safety or anything like that. So Anita G's Hillbilly Heaven. If you're watching, I see your name popping through. You're one of Jason's subs, so let us know.
She's one of my mods.
One of your mods. Okay. Yep. Good to go.
Good people. She's been with us for a long, long time.
Ivan, we appreciate you joining us on here tonight. This is kind of fun. I've been down working on the little house in South Carolina and found out that Jason's only 45 minutes from my house in South Carolina. So about 49. So we rode up here, and I'm going to spend the night and enjoy the day tomorrow here on his homestead. And just getting.
It's interesting how on the East Coast, people are so close to each other. Why? Like I'm talking about like living close to each other. Like my cousins, they're right next to Charlotte. My friends, other friends, they all here at work on the East Coast. I'm able to get from one friend to another either within an hour or within a day. Like unlike in Cali, my parents live in Sacramento. Their closest other relatives, they live all the way in Washington. So, yeah, I kind of like that, but I kind of like East Coast.
Okay.
So, but other than that, the only thing that kills me on the East Coast is humidity.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you were saying that you wanted to be kind of mid America.
That's why we became residents of South Dakota. That's one of the reasons. But biggest reason is obviously Texas.
Yeah.
But, it's one of the biggest reasons. Since we're full-time trucking, we're full-time living in a truck. And this is our home, and that's how we treat it as one.
Yeah.
And right now, for us, it doesn't make sense to be residents of any other state that has state income tax.
Right. When that doesn't make any. Yeah.
What we're doing now.
Well, at your age right now, Ivan, and what you're doing and how you're trying to do it and saving the money so that you guys don't have to work the rest of your life and you guys can enjoy and have children and raise good quality human beings to come up in this world in the way that they need to. You guys have got a plan. You guys need to stick to it. And I've got you on my prayer list and stuff just for that fact of everything. You guys are rock solid. You're breaking up pretty bad on me, Ivan. I think you're coming through better on the mic than you are on my phone for me. It's kind of odd. I don't know what it is. It's just maybe the feed. But I'm gonna let you get off of here, and we're gonna finish going through some of this stuff. But if you're not already subscribed to Big Bear, go subscribe to him.
There was a question for me in the comments.
Okay, there was a question.
I just want to give a quick insight to it.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a person, I didn't see who asked the question, but it was a question about North Carolina speeding tickets. And I'll tell you guys this thing. If you want to fight your speeding tickets, even if you do speed, you're fighting for speeding tickets at the stop when they pull you over. It depends on the day of time, if it's day or night. If it's night, you turn the lights on inside so the officer can see you. You don't look around for the ID or anything like that right away. Just be real nice. Make sure he always sees your hands and things like that. That's where you're fighting your ticket starts. A lot of times, if you're really courteous to the officer, if you're really nice to him, he will not even give you a ticket. If he will, it's going to be easier to fight it in court. As a matter of fact, sometimes it doesn't go off to court because you can always mail to the officer, to the department instead of where the officer works, to the name of the officer, and say, hey, I have this hardship, I can't pay right now for this kind of ticket. Is there any chance you can drop it? And a lot of times they will. So fighting a ticket starts with the stop itself.
Oh yeah, being courteous to a law enforcement officer is always your best bet. When you start mouthing off and doing stuff that's not right, not following direction, and not using common sense, you'll be in trouble.
Yep.
But as the busy little house just said, don't speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
don't speed, but sometimes still you have to speed. Cases are different for each individual person, but if you do get caught, this is the best way you gotta start it even ahead of before you get pulled over. You know, the way you behave.
Oh yeah, your actions, your body language is definitely going to change it.
You're driving and things like that. A lot of times you're really cool with the officer. You're totally cool with them. You know that she needs to see your hands all the time. You're not hiding your hands. You're not trying to be a smart person on the spot. You know, I'm just a simple person. A lot of times they will not even give you a ticket.
Yep. I got you. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll give you a quick story about North Carolina's ticket. So I was, as you know, I was at Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, and I was in Uber in there. And I was going 40 right next to the college. And as you all know, if it's like educational place, it's 25 speed limit there. But I totally just slowed down at that moment. Anyways, I got pulled over, and pretty much I pulled into parking lot. I turned my hazards on while I was pulling over. Then I turned them off while I was making a turn so I could indicate which way I'm turning, all of that good stuff. Once I pulled over, and I made sure that I take the officer to the place where there is no traffic. And it's lit like a parking lot. And in that case, I was just lucky to have one. And then I turned my outside lights, all of them, so the officer can see me perfectly at night. And then when she was approaching, I opened my window. I had my left hand resting on the window beam.
Yeah.
And the officer had total calm with me. He didn't threaten me by anything. He was like really nice to me. I was really nice back to him. And I told him the truth, to be honest. So I'm sorry, I just zoned out because I see 2 lanes each way, and I was thinking it's 40. I didn't see the sign and things like that. He's like, yeah, there's a college there. I'm like, oh, shoot. But anyways, the officer was clear with me. He didn't give me even the written warning. He just gave me verbal warning. So as long as you're really awesome with officers anywhere in the U.S., you know, you'll be good. You know, that's my experience with it.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you do get a ticket, like I did get one in New Jersey, I got it dropped by mailing, like snail mail to the officer in his highway patrol department. And he got the mail and he replied to it and she said, okay, I cleared your ticket. You have no more tickets. That was it.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you do it as a profession. They don't want to jam you up because that's not letting you make any money. So courtesy is always going further.
In that specific one, I explained to him, you know, hey, I have a CDL, and this will impact my work, and in fact, I might lose my work because of it. And if we can go like ahead to each other, or at least lower the ticket to something else, I'll bleed it up and things like that. And he was like really cool with me, and he just let me off with that.
Good night through my kitchen window. All right. All right, Ivan, I'm going to get off here so I can continue this live and talk with these other people. Thank you for your information. God bless you, and we love you guys. Tell your wife we said hi.
God bless you too.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye. I didn't realize I had his number in there like that, but I didn't realize I was going to get service with Wooden Bar.
Yeah.
To be awesome. He's an awesome guy, guys. If you have a homestead and you're wanting to do some infrastructure on your internet and your connections and stuff, give him a call. Let him know. You know, he's a good one. Me and Jason just happened to get in that conversation today, is why I brought it up. He's awesome. He's a good young man.
It almost described like putting out little repeaters.
Exactly. You're just making a net.
Almost like the cell phone.
Well, 2 families on here, and you can ask Daryl at the shindig. He was running real slow, and Ivan come in, and he's over there.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, Ivan's got a thick Russian accent, as you guys just heard. And he walks up, and he's like, 1 second, Daryl. And he walks out, and he comes back in, and he's got his phone, and he's got his little antenna, and he does a couple things, and he throws it up over the door. And he goes, look at it now. And Daryl comes back, he goes, I'm running a lot faster. So Ivan in the other life and his little squirrely boxes of things he does, it's all Russian conspiracy.
There you go.
Ivan, it's a Russian conspiracy. There you go. Post your stuff up there, Ivan.
Good night,
JB
pickers.
Yep. Oh, I'm missing people. Good night. I've run you off. We're down to 60, but we got 111 likes.
There we go.
So we made it up over that. So you guys are getting off here early tonight because Jason's on here, but I'm yawning too. We've already been going 2 hours.
Look, brother, I'm gotta admit, we have never broke 100 on our live streams, except for when Roots and Refuge came, and I think there was one other time. You're breaking 100 on every one, and that's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Proud of them. That's where it's at, and I'm seeing new names because of you, people that I've not seen on here before on the channel. So, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I love it, and sharing that back and forth. If you guys have not watched this guy's videos, which I know most everyone on here has, I think every family on there. He had a nice piece of equipment that we used. We would. And we thank him. Yeah, he's awesome, Daryl. I know you're a tech guru and stuff, but that young man is a wealth of knowledge for everybody that's on here. Mm-hmm. You just got to look past. It's like I said, it's not Russian conspiracy. It's just a young man that is working as hard as he can work for the American dream in the proper manner to have the American dream. And his wife's just as hard as a worker as he is. So. Okay,
Homestead in the Highlands asked anything, if I knew anything in Scotland that would take goslings. Well, I'm not up to date on what predators you have over there in Scotland, but I'm pretty sure you guys have foxes.
Yeah, fox.
I'm pretty sure you guys have raccoons because they're just about everywhere. I would literally have to research about what predators that you have over there. I don't think it would be a weasel. A weasel wouldn't take it off. A weasel, like I try to tell everybody, weasels are the Italian mobsters of the predator world. When weasels and mink, because mink's part of the weasel family, when they come in there, they kill to kill. They just love the thrill of the kill. And they will come in and kill the entire flock and let it lay.
Closed barn.
Look at our closed barn.
Foxes don't care if you close a barn.
No predator does.
Did they take the animals?
Was it dead and laying there, or were they gone? And about how big were they? No sign of a struggle, just 2 went missing, and it's a small shed.
I'm thinking raccoon.
Well, I mean, it depends on how old the goslings were. If they were freshly hatched, I mean, that could have been a snake.
Or a big rat.
Yeah, or a big rat.
Rats will devastate young birds. I mean, even up to a small 1 pound bird. Rats will get a hold of them.
Okay, half the size of a cat.
A week old.
So I mean, that could have been I don't know what type of snakes you guys have over there. Because what is it? Is it Scotland or Ireland that doesn't have snakes? I think it's Ireland.
I don't think they have snakes. I think that's what we were talking about. Yeah. She had a video on that a while back. Busy little house. It was clickbait a little bit. I'm sorry. She asked why I called it. I got lost. I got lost. I ended up in Georgia instead of South Carolina. No snakes. Okay. I think it's probably a rat. Do you have rats in your barns? I mean, I know that's everybody that would admit they have rats in your barns, but we have rats in our barn.
Okay, weasels. Everyone is telling me that is what tore the heads off my chickens last week. Now, let me ask you this. If the heads were gone and the necks were bare, was the chest cavity also eaten out and there was like no entrails inside your bird?
We're both getting closer. We're getting old. We got to have our glasses
Didn't
on.
eat, just killed 103, 10 3-month-old. Yeah,
That's
if he
a weasel.
didn't eat, then and they're just dead, you would probably look around and there's probably some puncture marks in there or something. Weasels will drink the blood, but they will just go in there and kill and not really eat anything. So that's probably a weasel.
No raccoons, not likely rats, as we have mice. They say if you have mice.
No, you can have mice.
Both.
You can have both.
Yeah, you
With
definitely
absolutely
can.
no
You need to
problem.
look around the edges of your barn, and you'll see runways, and then you'll see holes that, I mean, a big mouse can get to a hole, or a rat can get to a hole that big, but usually there'll be burrows about the size of a, I don't know what, a baseball.
Yeah.
Rat was my first thought. I'm telling you, rats will devastate young birds.
Mm-hmm.
Rats will devastate young pigs.
Yep.
Rats will eat anything that they can get off, and they'll tag team and eat it and drag it off, and you won't see anything.
Yeah. Then Sherry, yes, and then if you saw the punctures, you had a weasel.
Yeah.
I do a lot of predator control stuff. I'm a professional nuisance wildlife trapper here in the States. City Girl, I didn't see your question. Please repost. But
I know it's gone by.
I always go when I go to lecture. My very first question is to everybody after I joke and say, okay, who has chickens, but I always ask them, and I'll ask you guys right now, what do you think is your most dangerous predator when it comes to your chickens? When it comes to your chickens, most dangerous predator.
You guys answer. I'm not. I think I know the answer.
You better. I told you today.
You guys aren't answering. Come on.
Not a hawk.
Other chickens?
Not hawks, eagles, and owls. Nope. Dog, nope. Coyote, no. Raccoon, no. Duncan, you know, because that's not fair, Duncan. It's mice and rats. The answer is mice and rats. Now, here's the reason why. Before you think I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. When it comes to predator control, everything follows its food source. So when you look at the broad spectrum of predators that we have here in the States, whether it's a bird of prey, hawk, eagle, falcon, owl, snakes, foxes, coyotes, raccoons, possums, weasels, they all will eat mice and rats. A snake.
Hardneck Farms, good night.
A snake can detect mouse urine and feces for up to a quarter of a mile away. When you see the snake flicking his tongue, he's taking his wet tongue out there and letting the molecules from the air get on it, and it's touching the Jacobson's gland in the roof of his mouth, and that's telling him where to go. Foxes, coons, coyotes, of course, they can smell it from a good distance away, and they come looking for it. And so that's why housekeeping in your chicken coops is extremely important. And because there's no such thing ever as a 100% predator-proof chicken coop or chicken run. I don't care what you do to it. I can't make a 100% predator-proof chicken coop or chicken run. Because anybody that tells you that they can, either A, they're not telling you the truth, or B, they just don't have the experience or the knowledge where they've never really faced a hungry raccoon. And
so basically what Jason's saying is that the mice and rats lead to the bigger animals that are going to come in and kill your chickens. So the whole key is if you keep the mice and rats gone,
In check.
You keep the other predators away.
Yep.
In return, making the safety of your animals better. But you can't ever keep all of them away. You're never going to have it all the way clean. Homelands and Island said that she didn't think because the whole clutch of eggs were missing the other day from a rat, but it rained so much. The thing. Let me ask you this. If you thought rain killed or got rid of the rats, why wouldn't we all just use rain and flood out their holes? Mm-hmm. Those rats just went to high ground. Yeah. They went up there and stayed, and that might be why they went after the goslings instead of the eggs. Mm-hmm. They were easier target, easier prey.
Yeah. Everything follows its food source, and everything in the animal kingdom, including humans, take the path of least resistance.
Jason's about to start class. I like this class. I like the fact that I like this. This is kind of a cool setting because you're getting two perspectives. You're getting hit off of something. You have someone that's an absolute professional about it, someone that plays a professional on TV sometimes, not really. But I know enough to keep myself out of trouble or get myself into a lot. So I have to go. Good night. We appreciate you, Pizza Little Homestead, and we'll look for that video tomorrow.
If you have the room on your homestead, I always encourage people from the furthest point of where you're ever going to have your chickens.
He showed me this today on his.
Plant what's called a food buffer or a food barrier.
A food forest for animals.
Yeah. And it's like ours is very simple. It's a whole lot of mulberry, blackberry bushes. And we threw out some old squash seeds, some gourd seeds and stuff. And when they come up, they come up. They don't. But it's another option. And the whole reason why that we don't mess with it, as big as those berries will get, we don't pick them. And it's to encourage the mice and rats to come in there and get them. Plus raccoons will, they like blackberries and stuff also, but they'll come in there and eat them. And then that keeps all my predators that far away from my chickens and stuff.
Which lets the ultimate predator go in and trap and harvest those furs.
Yep.
So you're using that cycle of life in a proper manner where you're taking, just like with your garden or your animals or whatever it is, you're developing an ecosystem where they thrive, taking in and allowing another ecosystem to move in and encroach on that vegetative state of that property, and then allowing yourself to go into that ecosystem and harvest that animal for being fur, for income, or meat, or whatever. He's showing me some of his beaver ponds today. I'm hoping to talk him into some beaver meat when he gets one next year, because I've actually not had beaver meat in several years.
Come down and chop them with me and get you on.
Well, I'll do that too. That sounds good to me too. Like I said, we're not too far away, and I'm keeping. This is about the little house in South Carolina too. I'm keeping a piece of property that I own across the street as well. So I will not be a stranger. I will be around quite a bit if someone's interested in that. So I'll help with the homestead if you're just getting started. If you're single, male or female with family, I really want. I wouldn't mind selling it to a single person, but I would really like to see it go to a single mom or dad with kids, or a young family with kids that really, they're working hard in life and they just need a break. I'm in an opportunity in my life right now that I can offer a way for someone to have an opportunity to have a homestead. And it's not big. It's big enough for you to handle getting started. And then in 10 years or so, you have a good investment and you can sell it and move on into something like Jason. I don't want a big homestead right now. 2 acres is plenty for me. 4 or 5 goats is plenty for me. 15 or 20 chickens is plenty for me. Some turkeys and stuff is good to go. So
we literally started our homesteading journey.
Oh, happy birthday, Ivan, or your wife, either one. I don't know which one it's your birthday, but happy birthday.
We were in a neighborhood on a 1/4 acre plot, and we started with a small garden and what else did we have? I think we started with the garden, and then we moved to our next homestead where we had about an acre. And then we got, we had the garden again, but we found an old upright freezer.
Rainbow 505, it does have a well and city water. The pump is not in the well. I pulled it. The well would probably need to be cleaned real good. It's South Carolina water. You're not going to drink water out of the ground from around here without a filtration system.
And we got We found an old upright freezer on the side of the road somebody dumped off. We turned it into an incubator.
Chris, my question is above. Okay.
See if I can find it.
Jason's going to look for that. I'm sorry, City Girl Country Heart. We got on tangents there again. There's going to be a whole video on it, Rainbow 505, either tomorrow evening or the next on Friday. Why I'm sitting here, Ivan and them just mentioned it. My dad's birthday was on the 4th, so happy birthday, Dad. I know you don't watch these other than if you're sitting with Mom, but we love you, and you do more for this family than you know. Chris, my question is above. We're looking. I don't see it.
We don't see it.
Let's go like this.
No, I mean, I went all the way back up. The next thing that I see from her is her saying goodnight to somebody, and I don't see a question. Terry, you might have been typing too much into it. That's where she says goodnight. And
Awesome.
Awesome. That's the last thing that we see. It may be, Terry, there is a limit of how many characters you can use.
200?
And if you go over that limit with your question, it won't. You can hit enter and it'll disappear, but it won't show up in the chat.
You will later. Well, I don't know what I just did there, but oh well.
Okay.
I'll message you the question. You have to explain this one to me. And that's through this, right?
No.
No, that's just this?
That's just this.
Okay. I'm technical questioning now.
No, that's not the same as this. This is for Super Chat.
Yeah, I know that.
This, it says insert ad. So I don't. I use Streamlabs OBS, which I'm going to teach you about. So that way you can stop using this. and because Streamlabs makes things so much easier. And
Chris City Girl wants y'all to shout out to Amanda, her daughter. Hey, Amanda, how are you doing? Hey,
happy birthday, Amanda.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you.
You're 18 now.
Woohoo, you're an adult. Get out. No, I'm joking. She asked y'all. Okay, we got it. We both missed that. We couldn't find that anywhere in there.
Yeah.
Birthday. Oh, beautiful singing. Hey, I get caught singing on my videos all the time. ELYN on her pony ride, and the one with the she's riding the pony. I'm singing in the background. I don't even remember what gospel song that was I was singing. I got lots of comments on that one. I'm not a good singer, but I enjoy singing sometimes.
I sing solos.
I sing so low you can't hear me.
Yep. That's how I'm asked to sing.
Yep. So low, please.
Yeah.
Fishes and loaves.
And when you
Perfect,
tell everybody,
guys.
Look, God just wants us to make a joyful noise. And my wife says, there's nothing joyful about the noise that you're making.
Oh, joyful is in the heart. Possums are nasty, yeah. Now, if you guys have never eaten groundhog, somebody asked about gophers. We don't have gophers in my neck of the woods. We don't have gophers. We have groundhogs, and they call them chipmunks up north. They're woodchucks. And they're the difference is the size of them. And it's the same species, but a woodchuck and a groundhog are the same thing, basically, correct? Mm-hmm. So this up north, they're smaller. We get 3 foot tall groundhogs up at my place. I mean, and you can get they're 15, 20 pounds. You can get some good eats out of them.
And groundhog is good.
Groundhog is good. It's vegetarian. It's a vegetarian animal. So sing solo in the shower. Woodchucks. A woodchuck could chuck wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So, but yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about or anything? Chat's getting a little bit slow. Me and Jason are kind of doing this. So if you don't have questions, we'll call this one short today, but I don't mind to keep going for a while either. Mims's Garden, you have any questions? You having to get your garden drunk anymore with Budweiser, or what's going on? I'm sure you've heard that, the Slugweiser.
Oh, yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
the one that she used the Budweiser to kill all the slugs, and she's got a bunch of cool shirts that are coming out with that. So we have a groundhog in the garden. I want Jason to take home with him in a couple of weeks.
Was it that two family?
He brings it home. I'll come down. We'll cook it and make a video. Whoop, whoop. You guys live in the city, or there's ways around that? Say that I'm debt-free, 37 on Monday. Hey, debt-free and 37 on Monday.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop. Good job. Busy little house. And she's got some beautiful kids, man.
Yeah.
You got it. I mean, husband's a worker. Husband is out making that bread, and mama is home holding down the fort with some beautiful kids. Her two boys, she's just started doing live streams, and her two boys are loving it. They're eating it up and taking over. So mama's pretty soon not going to be able to have control of her channel. It's going to be the two boys. I can already see it. And they're going to do it well, too. But she does. Own a home. They have a small. How big is your house? Busy little house, like 600 and something square feet, with three or four kids. 4 kids, right?
Did you completely miss what I said?
What did you say? I missed it. What did I miss? I missed something. I'm sitting here. I'm just running my lips. I saw something up there with Big Bear on it. I thought, how does it feel to sit next to that much awesomeness? It feels pretty awesome. That's pretty funny.
So Homestead in the Highlands.
So Mims's Garden says, how does it feel, Big Bear Homestead?
So Homestead in the Highlands wants to know how tall we are.
We're short.
Yep.
We're short. And here's the thing. Amber from the Crazy Askin Family Vlog, and Hey, It's a Good Life, Natalie, which y'all need to go blow up Natalie. She's not been on any of my lives, and she's subscribed, and I love her to death. She is one of my favorites.
Yeah, she hasn't been to ours either, but she's subscribed.
She needs to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and she's on the West Coast, so there's no reason for her not to be on either one of our lives.
Yep.
So you guys go give her a hard time for me. But they had a conversation, and they said it was about him, but I know it was about me being shorter in real life.
Who had a conversation?
You haven't seen that yet?
Uh-uh.
It's all on the live. Oh, so Amber looks at Natalie and she says, there were some people at the shindig that I wasn't really expecting to be as short as they were. And Amber says, me either. And I think we're talking, and she goes, who are you talking about? She goes, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? And she reaches over and Amber goes, Jason for Big Bear Homestead. And she thinks she's whispering, but the mic is like, it's like this. Jason at Little Big Bear Homestead. So it's like right in her face, and everybody starts going, we can hear you. Your mic is right there at your mouth. And she was truly.
Whose channel was that on?
That was on, it was a live that, no, it was the on the Shindig. If you go to the reels of all the playlists for Shindig, it was Hey, It's a Good Life interviewing Amber from Haskin Family Vlog. So it was funny. And I get on there and I said, I know it was really me you were talking about. So
Natalie, I had a.
Hey, Kirsty, I saw you come on earlier. I just forgot to tell you. I am 5'7.5". How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
See, he's tall. 5'10". He's good to go.
When I this is how awesome Natalie is from Hey, It's a Good Life. I just met her at the Shindig, and I recently, I guess it's been about a month now.
She's Homestead in the Highlands is 4'9".
Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah, my mama's 4'11".
I had to be taken to the ER. I was having chest pains, and I've reached that age when you say you're having chest pains, people automatically think you're having a heart attack. And I think it was Sherry from Two Family that put it out that I was on the way to the ER.
Yeah, I remember all that.
She stopped her live stream and prayed for me.
Amen.
And prayed for me.
Oh yeah, that girl she's got the good Lord in her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every one of y'all do. I'm telling you what, if you've not been to the Shindig, If you've not been to it, and you can choose one event to go to me, and I've not been to the other big ones, we're going to get those out of the way and stuff. But to me, that it wasn't just about the homesteading thing. It was just an excellent group of people to go hang out with and enjoy.
Yep.
Guys, do you realize we have run the gambit from trapping to plants to the good Lord Jesus Christ to talking about how tall we are? We've been all over the board tonight, even more so than normal. This is funny. And I noticed that we are all height deficient. We call that
we're vertically challenged.
We call it Booker-itis in my family. The Booker side of the family, all are tall. My papaw, and you think I'm joking, my papaw is Hungarian, and he was as wide as he was tall. He was a block. He was about 4'11" by 4'11". My grandpa's shoulders, I'm big. Anybody that's met me, I'm a big guy. My shoulders are wide. My papaw's shoulders were like this, and he's 4'11". So we used to always laugh. Belly laughed, hurting my ribs. My grandma would hang his pants out on the clotheslines, and they look like Bermuda shorts. But you're like a size 42 pants that are only 22 inches long. It was, he used to always say, I'm going to sue the city for making the cracks in the sidewalk too hard. I keep bumping my butt. That was his big joke. But it was crazy. Yeah. He was a short man, but I'm going to tell you what, I got big forearms. My dad's got big forearms too. But my papaw's forearms, they were knots like this that just come out where he just labored his whole life.
You know who's super short that hopefully you'll get to meet this year?
Who's that?
Amy Fuel.
Amy Fuel, the HOA.
HOA.
Yeah. I got to meet her at the Shindig.
She wasn't at the Shindig.
Who was it that was at Shindig
Nunda.
from HOA?
That was Nunda.
Lunda. Okay, that's who I met.
Yeah, that was the Bon Terre Homestead.
Yeah.
But little Amy Fuel, if she comes to my belly button.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
she's
funny.
Like that. But she is a firecracker now.
Good.
Firecracker.
I love it. I can't wait to get and meet some of you guys and some of the others that are going to HOA and Life Conference. If you guys don't know about those, go check them out, which I think everybody on here is there. Kirsty, you're 6 foot tall. Kirsty's gorgeous. She's the one I was telling you about. She's in Louisiana. She's in her mid-20s. She's self-taught on foraging and everything.
So she's the blacksmith?
No, she's the forager.
Oh.
She forages and stuff. And she's awesome. I've actually been trying to get her to get some of the Samuel Thayer books. But her videos are really – she does a really good job doing videos and stuff. She wishes she was a blacksmith. Get on it, girl. You're young enough to learn.
Look, I'll tell you who to learn from is JJL Forge.
Yeah, Brenda I get to meet. Who was it again?
JJL Forge.
That's the guy that comes down here, right? Yep.
Yep.
I sling a blacksmith hammer, guys. I enjoy a hot fire and I enjoy hot metal and moving it, but I'm not a blacksmith. It takes years. You got very few guys our age that can take up blacksmithing and actually become a blacksmith. It's a hard, long. It's scientifically. It takes you to become an excellent blacksmith as long as it does to get a doctorate degree.
Yeah, at least.
Because you're learning metallurgy. You're learning the scientific parts of different carbon factors in metal, spark testing, this, that, and the other, how to heat treat certain things to get it. It's honestly, it's like a master's degree with a doctorate mixed in at the same time. It's craziness. What's up, Terry? Okay. My sister-in-law is 6'2", and my brother-in-law is 6'11". Does he play in the NBA? Wow!
Look, I don't know if you know this about
7-year apprenticeship in Ireland
about us
or Scotland,
but we go down to Augusta. Well, we don't go as much as we used to, but we go down with a group, and we dress up like superheroes, and we go visit the kids with cancer.
Oh.
And down at MCG.
Okay.
We have a kid down there that I think he's 6'11". He may be 7 foot.
Wow.
Huge. Just tall and lanky. And, he's not lanky. He's kind of solid. But he is
Ivan.
He's going to be an engineer. And he worked with a fella that developed something that's up for a Nobel Peace Prize. So his name is on the paper for the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's some stuff right there.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And then one of the founders of the superhero group, his name is Jeff. He's probably 6'8", 6'9", and he's probably pushing close to 500 pounds. I can get up at a full run and jump on Jeff's back. Now I'm 230, and he don't even move.
We had a buddy in high school that had a growth disorder, and he just never. I saw him. It usually will kill you. The disorder. It's the gigantic. It's what the wrestler Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant had,
and his hands. I'm telling you, his hands were like this big. In high school, his hands were that big, but he had so much pain in his joints and stuff that it was just crazy. But he got to where he eventually got a little bit better. They started giving him certain hormones that stopped his growth. But just the man was huge. He was like 6'8" in high school, just massive. And I'll tell you another one. I said the other day that I've met a lot of famous people in my life just because of the career I've had. And one of the funnest and most fulfilling ones that I ever met was Ted Nugent. And Ted Nugent
Uncle Ted.
I've met Uncle Ted several times. I've actually had dinner with him. We'll talk about that off thing. But that man, you don't realize, because he's just a white guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he's massive. He's not a small man. He's tall, but his hands are like this. He shake your hand, and literally his hand would be like this, but his fingers would be like this. His palm would be here, and his fingers are like this long.
Wow.
He would shake your hand and stuff. It was just, whoa, watching from Brazil. It's 1:31. Well, thank you for watching.
That's Jeff's head.
Good Lord, that boy is big.
I'm trying to find a picture of him dressed up.
That man's head is like this much bigger than mine. That is craziness. My father was known for his huge roofing hands. Yeah, I mean, you look at some guys. I'm short. My hands aren't long, but I have like strong fat hands, I guess you could call them. And now I'm glad because see, kombucha. I say it every video. This I couldn't do 7-8 months ago. I couldn't stretch my fingers like that. But now I'm back where I can grip and I can pick up stuff and my hands are feeling awesome from fermented food and kombucha, not drugs. Get on it. If you've got RA, you've got immune deficiencies, get on some good old kombucha and fermented.
Now that's Brian Williams. Okay. He's 6'2".
He's showing me pictures of superheroes.
That's Drew. You always got to pray for Drew. But that's Jeff right there.
And that's not a costume.
That's not a costume. That's the costume, but that's all Jeff. There's no padding in that costume.
That's a big man, guys.
And
we would share that picture, but we don't want to give Jeff's picture up on here.
And he's got a high-pitched voice and talks like this.
Yeah, I've got a batch of kombucha that went done. I never had kombucha, been curious about it. Kirsty, get on that one, girl. With as much as you like the foraging and stuff like that, remember this, you can't use chaga to make kombucha. I wanted to so bad. I'm like, kombucha chaga, it would make it'd be like, the elixir of life, the fountain of youth. And then Stacy from Doug and Stacy said, nope, doesn't work that way. It doesn't do anything at all. We've tried. So Jason, can you do a video of you lot in costume one day? They do that for the kids. I think that's a kid.
That's a kid thing.
That's reserved for the children. If you want to see that, you'll have to go support the hospital.
We
come to America. I know you had a rough time the last time, Homestead and the ELYNs, but we're worth coming to see. She got guns pulled on her the last time she came to America.
Really?
It was right after 9/11. Yeah. So we were a little testy at that time.
Yeah,
we were a little upset. Let's see. Chris, I will email you some pictures of what happened to my kombucha. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen some pretty crazy ones. Mm-hmm. I can't palate kombucha. Kombucha is something that you have to acquire a taste for, or you just drink it and enjoy it, or You drink it and get it over with. But I'm going to tell you what, that 8 ounces of kombucha a day will change your life if you have arthritis. Stomach it and get it down.
Now you can double ferment.
I double ferment
the kombucha, and that'll give it the
flavor,
the bubbles and everything.
Yeah.
But you can also take a little bit of what does Robin use? I want to say maybe cranberry juice or something, and she'll mix it up in the glass with it,
mm-hmm.
and it gives it a very almost like a
raspberry tea,
like a cherry Sprite or maybe a raspberry tea.
I like using frozen fruit, so I'll ferment mine up, and I've got a syringe that I tested in. So at day 6 or 7, I'll start going in and pulling an ounce or so out, squirting in my mouth, and I like that higher vinegar flavor to it. So once it reaches to that, I'll use and they actually call it gin tea when you use the honey in it to make your kombucha instead of the sugar. You can use the honey in it, but then I'll take and I'll drop frozen strawberries or frozen raspberries or whatever fruit I want to in them, and then I'll make the kombucha for the second ferment. And then I have one that I do, and I've told on here a lot, Jason, is I'll take about 1/4 tablespoon of cinnamon, a dash of nutmeg, and then a chunk of ginger, and then just a pinch, just the tiniest pinch of turmeric, and drop into it. Close it up, kind of turn it once or twice, and then set it on the shelf. And when it does its second ferment, it gets real fizzy, but it tastes just like apple cider. It's like a spicy apple cider, and it's really, really good. That's probably my favorite one I make at home. But the frozen fruit, you're getting the actual fruit in the bottom. So when it does the fermenting the second time and stuff, it kind of holds a lot of that other stuff down, but you're getting that nice real fruit bouquet. Bouquet, I'm talking like kombucha is wine. The bouquet, that nice nutty oaky flavor or something. I don't know. I just said that June tea, yeah. Busy Little House does a lot of the kombucha, and she does chaga tea a lot too.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she'll let me pay for her to send me some chaga from up her way. Chris, will you have to talk about that recipe there? Okay. We can talk about it. You love apple cider. It's a really good one. The turmeric you don't have to put in it, but I like turmeric anyway, and it just gives it that little crazy. Yeah, she loves in the Busy Little House loves to eat all the weeds out of her house, around her house. So.
But look,
which it's always frozen, so she doesn't eat that many weeds.
This time of year, I don't have to feed my children.
Yeah, just let them graze.
They literally graze. Their godmother took them off and taught them about foraging. And when we first moved up here, we had to have a conversation. We had to say, look, before you start eating these things, you need to come show us first. And that's where we got a couple of our wild edible books. But now,
J Love Adventure, that's what you need to start with to see if it works for you. Go buy 6 bottles of store-bought kombucha. Drink half a bottle a day for 12 days. You will see the difference at that time. You also can, and you can get on YouTube and pull up a couple of videos, you also can grow your SCOBY from store-bought kombucha. You want to look for the one, you'll always see a ring of stuff at the bottom, but you want to see a ring of floaties at the top. If you see that ring of floaties at the top, that's the living bacteria from your SCOBY. It takes 2 weeks to grow a SCOBY from it, but you can. So if you start it, if you see one up, go ahead and start it. Get online, look it up. Brew your tea, let it go down to room temperature, add in a cup or so of that with the floaties in the top of it. You will get a SCOBY within 14 days. And you sometimes will get it in 7 to 8, depending on the temperature. So,
and look,
you
can. I'm kind of speaking out of turn right this second, but if you need a SCOBY, come to my live stream on Saturday at 8 p.m.
Go to his live stream if you don't need a kombucha.
And say something, and we will try to get one to you. I think we've got a SCOBY hotel going on in there. That's more of Carol's and Robin's area. That I think we've got.
Yeah, Albert, and I've got a good friend. We call him Uncle Joe. He's got that too, and I'm going to try to get him started on it. His brother has some feet issues, and I've got him drinking a little bit of it. But he's a New Yorker, so he's real hard-headed to get him to do anything. So.
You know,
With the Philly boy sitting, Philly, right?
yeah, that's where my
Philly,
family's from.
Philly boy beside me. You're welcome, J Love Adventure.
That I work like Brian. I showed you Brian in that picture. Well, he owns a production company down in Augusta.
Brenda said she wished she would have known that when she was here.
I'm surprised you didn't know.
They're pretty easy to ship.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get real hot.
Mm-hmm. But we went to New York one time. We were filming a documentary about James Brown, and I was up there. Of course, you know we're Southern boys, so we're saying hi to everybody, holding doors, and
right.
Man.
What was that question? I just missed it.
Well,
good. I just read something.
While you're looking for that question, I want to brag about I Wear Aprons.
Okay. Hi, I Wear Aprons.
2 years ago, we got their Pennsylvania Love Package.
It will not help with sciatica. Sciatica is a nerve issue. Go see a good chiropractor. So 2 years ago.
They make Scrabble, salami, sausages. They're a butcher processor.
Oh.
And
do they ship?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think. Well, I'm speaking out of turn. They ship to us.
Do you guys ship I Wear Aprons?
But she sent me a bunch
to country boys in Tennessee.
Bunch of birch beer, and I still
North American ginseng from applesauce.
I think I still have some Scrapple left, or not. I'm not 100% sure though.
I would like to have some jalapeno and cheese deer sausage.
They made a pump. Did you guys sent me the pumpkin sausage, right?
Ooh, that sounds. I used to hate pumpkin.
Oh.
I love it now. Make birch beer. I was told the other day. Now, tell me if you've ever heard this. I was told that you can tap walnut trees, you can tap hickory trees, and you can tap. There was another nut tree that's around here, and get syrup out of them and make syrup. I had never heard that before. That was a special care package. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I want to make it up there to their shop to see.
Just joking. Birch beer is awesome. Birch sap is awesome. Yeah. You can tap birch tree. I already knew that.
She says you can tap them. I Wear Aprons says yes, you can tap those trees.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that before. We have a lot of sugar maple at our house.
Yeah,
I mean a ton of it. But I've talked to a lot of people, and they're like, you just don't get. It doesn't make the quality of syrup like it does upstate because you don't really get the flow like you do during the fall flow. So that was another thing that I was telling you earlier, and this is something you guys will be interested too as we get off on a tangent. On another subject, bees, again, that state inspector that did that natural bee class at the Greater Appalachian Homestead Convention, he was talking about he doesn't take honey. He only takes honey at the fall flow. He takes no honey at the other time, and if his bees look bad, he lets the bees keep all the honey, and then he'll take his off the fall flow. He leaves, the majority of the honey, but he'll take, off of his hives that way. But then when he goes to open the hives, he doesn't put blockers. He doesn't block the bees. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't put any restriction. He doesn't do anything like that, a queen excluder, nothing. And he says he'll go in the spring, and 9 times out of 10, he'll be able to take half the honey out, and they're already starting with a half a box already. So he's getting 2 clean outs on it, but he purposely doesn't go in and clean it, but during the fall flow. And like I said, he was saying, Mims, correct me if I'm wrong, he had 120, I think it was 125 or 127 hives. And he's lost like 2 in the last 6 years. Wow. So
well, how we usually do it is I'll run 2 deeps, I'll put a queen excluder, and then I'll put this, maybe depends on how the flow is going, but I will put 1 honey super, and then I'll go in there and check it midway, and then I'll put another one, on there, and then come the fall, I'll pull both those honey supers off and leave all the honey that's in the 2 deeps.
Oh, well, he was saying with the queen blockers, the reason that you don't want to lose them is because the bees that are going out and foraging and going out, they have to force their way underneath, so it weakens their wings and kills the beaks quicker.
Really?
Yeah, because he was saying, you're literally forcing that bee to go through a tight space, so they have to squeeze through. So it lessens their life, which it makes sense. They're a fragile animal anyway. You pull their wings off with nothing. So you got to imagine them pushing themselves continuously through here to work their way through. It just shortens their lifespan, and they don't live as long to produce as much honey.
I have never heard that.
Yeah, he was a wealth of knowledge. Yes, I'll link you to his channel. Please do that, Mims's Garden. He was, I put him on the spot with some of my questions.
Yeah.
I was asking him about the inspector coming on your property. He said, no way. He was doing all that good stuff. I have a full day tomorrow. Love you guys. Hey, good night, busy little house.
Night, busy little house.
Live with what, that's my saying. God bless. Live with what God gives you. And she gives me that one all the time. So, wow, the other life. My uncle was a beekeeper. He just, 500 hives. That boy ain't a beekeeper. That's a bee baron. Bee baron. Yeah. There he is. If you want to grab it off your phone.
Yeah.
He's got his own channel and stuff. He said, he says, as a new beekeeper, don't take anything from YouTube. Not even my bee videos. We laughed at him. He had his big YouTube thing up there. How to do beekeepers. We were like, what's the best place for new beekeepers go? He goes, not YouTube, not even mine. He said, you need to join a club. He said, and then realized that he said he got up at one in Tennessee. He went to one. He just checked all the hives. The hives were all good. No beetles, no nothing. Mm-hmm. And he was telling them, you don't have to use a sugar thing every time. You got to keep eye on them. You're going to have some mites. You're going to have this. He was going through, and he said he got done with the whole class. It was a big thing. And then the guy that ran the thing walked up and said, now everybody go home and use your sugar and check all your bees out today. He just got finished. He just got finished checking everybody's hives. Everybody's hives were healthy, and he made them go home and do that. Go home and dust your hives. I was like, that's funny. Oh, Overlook just hit 274 subs. Somebody give him one more so they can get to 275. I'll get in trouble for that.
It's okay.
Taxes tapped for destroying colonies. Yeah, we've had some other people pop in. We're at 122 right now. So as far as total number. So
I'm already subscribed. I can't give them another one.
Yeah, I'm already on there too. So
we did a channel review for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good. They're a good channel too.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually watched several of the videos.
He was actually one of the few people that after I gave him a channel review, actually did what I suggested.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know Mims changed up her whole channel after Two Family got a hold of her, and that's why her name went from Mims's Garden /Anna to just Mims's Garden, because it was a little confusing. Yeah. Fishes and Loaves Life. She shortened her name up a lot because Carol had a name that was like this long that you were trying to leave, and I'd try to read it and get tongue-tied and fall off the chair and everything else. So I really enjoyed that.
I just
JLP who?
Fishes and Loaves. I just subbed you.
Carol's a good. I'm surprised that James, the special ops guy I was talking about, and Leanne's Way aren't on here tonight. James is the Polar Bear. Is his YouTube channel name.
I'm already subscribed to Mimsy's.
Yeah, thank you. Jason, I added the description to my playlist like you said.
Oh, cool.
Good to go.
Good to go.
Who needs to be subbed? Go ahead and push it. Overlook was one away from 275. So that's what I was saying is he was right there. I watched Two Family Homestead live stream, and it inspired me to revamp my channel design. Yeah, me and Daryl have actually they're probably still on here. He's always up like we are watching and stuff, but they're usually cooking or something, and he's listening in the background, and he'll pop over and say, hey, I'm still here. I'm just listening. But But we've talked about him doing my channel a lot, but it would do no good because I'm not going to edit. I was talking to Jason about that earlier. I mean, there's editing in my videos, but I do hard breaks. They just go through. I drop them on the board, and upload. So
I just looked at it. City Girl Country Heart. That's cute.
Hey, see, told you. 2-family homestead. Yep, I'm here. So, hi, Daryl. Everybody's saying hi. How do you know it's Daryl? It might be Sherry. I'm glad she's feeling a little bit better, though, Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So,
they've adopted.
What about the colonies? Somebody said that.
They adopted my kids too.
Yeah, these kids have talked high praise of you today, Daryl and Sherry. Thank you, Gil Skills. You did it up for me.
Yeah,
Daryl's always up later. Yeah. Yeah, Duncan, Brenda, you were the first. Soon as I went live that first time on a test, I get a text message or an email from Daryl and Sherry. Make Duncan 1900 a moderator. She's one of the best ones out there. And I was like, I'm not going to do it until she asks. And finally, last week she asked. So I was like, yeah, score 1 for Chris. So I was honored when you said that they talk highly of you too. That's why we all need to go share through. If you Facebook, you Twitter, you do any of that stuff, you need to go push 2-family homestead. You push Big Bear too, but push Single Dad Homestead. But go push them. Those guys should be at 100,000 in a hot. Yeah, get that one. Get them. But they should be at 100,000 easily.
Easy.
I mean, they've helped each and every one of us tremendously. City Girl Country Yard, I have no desire nor want to jump on Facebook or Twitter. I know it will help my channel, but you guys can do it. I just don't have the heart for it anymore. I
don't know. Sometimes I think that Facebook hurts my channel.
Well, it very well could, because there's a lot of knuckleheads on there. I wear aprons, gotta hang 500 pounds of bacon in a couple. Oh, you can send 5 pounds of it to me and Jason. Just saying. I actually have about 25 pounds of bacon that I have to do. Do they have a channel?
Who? I wear aprons?
Yeah. I wear aprons. Why don't you have a channel?
I mean, she's got her channel that she watches, but they don't put out videos.
Oh man.
I want to go up to her place and just
watch,
film,
just fly on the wall
for a day.
Oh,
and then just start asking them all kinds of questions.
Yep.
Because they've been doing stuff for like that for years.
I couldn't take watching the trolls any longer. we got hit pretty hard that night. She's like, "Make me a moderator." So I found Big Bear in a time when I needed to be uplifted, and I got it. Hey, that's what we're here for, guys. This is a community. This is not about making money. I mean, it's nice to make some money and get paid for what we're doing. It's very little. We were talking about that early, but it's nice. I mean, we were talking about the different things. For me, whatever money is produced from YouTube will go back into YouTube, half of it, and the other half is going to be put into an IRA for ELYN to have for whatever she chooses to do. If she wants to buy a pony when she's 18, she can, but it's not going on my homestead. It's going on Jason's.
We use, if we're lucky to break the $100 mark each month, we use that because that's about what our internet bill is. Right. We use it to pay the internet bill.
Well, I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, we literally, I mean, I think mine's been like $8 a day or something like that. And that's heavy, guys. $8 a day is doing phenomenal on YouTube. So Everybody thinks you make these big bucks doing it and stuff, and we just started. But as I talk to these guys that have been around the block a lot longer than I have and start looking at stuff, it's not two-family homestead. You know, they tell you all the time, guys, look at this. This is how we get to do this stuff for you guys and put out this information and help you young channels grow. They're milestones. That's what you have to look at. That was my big thing when Mims's Garden put out the request for people to start watching some videos and give me the hours. It was a milestone for me. I was 200-something hours away. We had hit our numbers before. We had just started doing the live streams. And, you know, it was one of those things. And then it caught Jess's attention, and Jess did that word of mouth with Jesus on her tongue, that beautiful voice of hers. And here came all to you guys. Let's see. No, ELYN wants mini horse. I know Harvested the Bounty. They keep threatening to send me a horse. I'm not taking a horse. I'll send it back. Yeah, we both are yawning. And I thought you were going to bed, busy little house. Talk about us yawning. You done said you were going to bed. I just saw you are over 5K. Yeah, we're, I think, at 50. The actual count is like 5,100 is how we just hit. Oh, my goodness. Trying to look it up here for you guys to let you know. The view time's what's changed a lot, guys.
That's the most important
thing.
The subscribers will come, but it's the views that are the most important thing.
Homestead in the Highlands is actually still getting a live count on her side, 5,081. Because, you know, it's been changing it to a solid count. I think it's a little different over there. Because now you just look at it, it says 5K until you get to a certain point. I wish I could homestead. Okay. She's been a creeper. She's being a creeper. I'm missing something. Another conversation, I guess. All right. We are going for 4 more minutes. Then I'm getting off here because that's 3 hours straight. So if you have another question, please let me know now.
You won't send a horse back yet. Missy and Jen arrange it.
I'll just send its head. Wait a minute. No, I'm joking. I'm not the mafia. I just lost half my subscribers. Just lost them because I talked about a pony. No, she is not. We have a rule. Okay, here's the rule, guys. She can have any animal on the farm as long as it's not a horse or a pony. When she turns 18 or she gets her own place, I'll buy her as many as she wants.
Okay.
You want the theory on why?
Yes.
I can buy horses for nothing. Feeding one costs you $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
Why in the world do I want an animal that I do not get any work from because I don't have any intentions or a big enough piece of property to work a horse? Why do I want to feed that for a pet? I mean, honestly, guys, if you're riding them every day and you're getting the use out of them and you're doing that stuff and you have enough land to let them roam and eat grass, great. But if you don't, you're spending $5,000, $6,000,
we don't have enough
$7,000
land to support any horses here.
But it takes 30 minutes to say goodbye after you get the hey. You're absolutely correct, Brenda. Godfather Chris. I have 15 ponies. Do not get one. See, there you go. From the 15 pony holder.
Overlooks.
Boy, you know I'll whoop you. That's another Southern thing. Bless your heart. You can use them to haul stuff, even the minis. Hey, Carol, I understand, but I don't have anything I got to carry that far.
Anytime, Overlook Valley Homestead, anytime.
I missed it. Send you a text.
No, we helped them. We did he sent us an email or a message, I can't remember which one, asked us to look over his stuff, and we gave him some pointers, and he did it, and it
sends a big thank you.
Turned out real nice.
Nice.
Real nice. Like, we gave him up for his channel.
G-Mall's Garden. Who? I don't know who in G-Mall's Garden, but hey, how are you? Blue-eyed. Yeah. We had a horse when I was a kid. My cousin had a horse when we were a kid. His name was Jack. That horse was absolutely amazing as long as you were talking to him. If you stopped talking to him and turned, he would reach his head back around and he'd bite you on the shoulder. And I don't mean he would bite into you. I've never actually wanted to physically hurt an animal except for that one. And I would have beat that horse half to death. He bit me 4 times in one day. I was black and blue from right here all the way down. And I mean, he wasn't like just nipping at you to get your attention. He was biting you because you weren't talking to him. I'm like, and then he had another old mare. She had to be 15, 20 years old. But she was sway backed. So we put her out to pasture just to let her live out because she was a good horse. But we'd always take, if we knew somebody that was going would always drink because they would always take beer. We had guys fall off the horse, and that horse would walk over top of them and stand all four and wait for somebody to come back to get them, to protect them, to stand up. She was crazy.
City Girl Country Heart, I don't think it would hurt your Meyer lemon, but for it to be a good mulch, I would put the leaves down into a trash can and take a weed whacker. That would
big blender,
make them, mulch them up even more, and then put them around. But I would make sure that there wasn't anything really else around them, like any pines or anything like that.
They're all in their own conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you, Anna, by the way. I saw that comment. Let me put it to you this way. She's already got 3 horses stuffed that are about this big. So any large stuffed horses, please don't. Little one's great. She loved the Schleich. She's into. Have you been to Tractor Supply and seen these stupid Schleich toys? Mm-hmm. Have you guys been to Tractor Supply and see these stupid Schleich toys? They're like Briars horses. So they have these little horse fairy winged Pegasus things that are about this big, right?
Okay.
About this long. $24 for a plastic horse. $24. Little bitty farm animals, $4 to $6, $7, $8. I'm like, just bleeding an adult, bleeding a parent to death. And they are really nice though. They look just like the animals.
But City Girl, I would take some and put them in black trash bags and make yourself some leaf mold. That is gold.
Jason, how are you hanging with the late night crew?
I'm hanging good.
He's fine. I'm yawning more than he is. He used to have a live, what did you call it? Insomnia?
We called ourselves the Insomnia Platoon. And we used to, how I would run it, it was, we would come on about 10, 11, sometimes midnight. And
they've got 277 now. So
we would, and it was just basically, it was an open conversation. It was more focused for first responders, veterans, anybody suffering from PTSD, depression, any type of anxiety, and we would talk through things. We would cut up, we would joke, we would do lots of things like that. And then at the end of the night, when I finally would get off,
Doug said she liked those.
I would delete the live stream. And we saved a bunch of people from suicide.
God's work.
Mm-hmm.
God's work. Nothing about ours. Nothing about anything else.
Because I would delete it as soon as it was over.
I went to the VA there locally, the Mountain Home VA, when I had my shop, when I had the school, and I went to them and I was like, "Look, I have an open door policy. During the day, I'm in the office just taking phone calls. We got people that come in and out from time to time." I said 99% of them are all veterans. I said, so let people know, list me as a safe spot. People want to come by, and I know there's nights that we sat in there. Guy would come by and we'd just sit and talk because he didn't want to go home. He didn't want to go home to a house by himself. So we'd sit till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning and just chit chat and drink coffee and, tell stories. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't even talk about what had happened.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even talk about the military. A lot of times we would, but we wouldn't talk about what was bothering them a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And then after 4 or 5 times of them coming, you would get into it and you could work and get through there. And it's about once again, it's about listening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like spreading the word of God. A lot of times it's about listening to others' words instead of letting words come off your lips.
Yep.
Sitting at that bar and having that glass of milk while that drunk guy sitting beside you talking, and just the way you respond to him may be what he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And the next time, maybe he's not drunk so much and he's listening a little bit more.
More.
But, hot potato. I don't know. I probably squirrel or something. Yeah. It is awesome. Well, guys, go crash out. We lied. We're 5 minutes past where we were. Guys, we're getting off of here. For real. Right now. Say goodbye to each other. I got lost, too, on something else. We're in Georgia. We're supposed to be in Tennessee via South Carolina. So, American Beast, that's what it is. As always, God bless. Live with what God gives you. We're out of here. See you guys.
Good night, everybody.